Chapter 4253. Uncle Lu, did you meet each other in Bali? Xiao Fei was surprised. Lu Yan had never told him about her parents' past. Maybe even Lu Yan didn't know about it. Professor Lu nodded. Yeah, that time I went to Bali to study the active volcano of Agung in Bali to collect samples, and Linya was in Bali as a surveyor. At that time, Bali wasn't a famous international resort, and there weren't that many foreigners. Therefore, the two of us were easily attracted to each other. That's how we met. That's how the story came to be. Uncle Lu, it's a good thing that you want to visit the old place again. I'll send someone to protect you. Professor Lu waved his hand. No, since I said I'm visiting the old place again, I'll be alone. Besides, I won't be in any danger. Linya won't do anything to me. It's not Dr. Lin. I'm afraid of. Ian. Hearing Xiao Fei's words, Professor Lu chuckled. Little Fei, you don't have to worry about that. Not to mention Ian and his people. Even the forces that wanted to capture me all these years won't dare to appear. Do you think they're not afraid of the Doomsday Death God? Doomsday Death God? Xiao Fei froze. He suddenly remembered that Qin Shu and Rick had found out that Mr. Y behind Zhao Qingya was from the Doomsday Death God. Later, Zhao Qingya and Mr. Y died without any evidence, and no one mentioned this mysterious and terrifying organization. But the Doomsday Death God had been around for so many years. How could it disappear just because of Mr. Y's death? It could only mean that Mr. Y was just the tip of the iceberg, a small fry. Now that Professor Lu mentioned the Doomsday Death God, Xiao Fei fell into deep thought. He knew Professor Lu wouldn't talk about unconfirmed rumors. Could it be, Fei, I have a feeling that the Doomsday Death God must be related to Linya. Maybe it's Linya's organization. Really? Xiao Fei was shocked. Lu Yan's mother, Professor Lu's wife, the medical genius, and the most beautiful woman in the Middle East. She had a beautiful face that could make people fall in love with her at first sight. How could it be related to the Doomsday Death God that struck fear in people's hearts? She was the founder of the organization. This turn of events caught Xiao Fei off guard. To be exact, he was not mentally prepared at all. I can't tell you the specifics yet. It's just a feeling. So, you're saying that wherever the Doomsday Reaper appears, even the FBI will have to stay away, right? Uncle Lu, if Dr. Linya is really related to that organization, wouldn't it be extremely dangerous for you to go there? Is that all the more reason for me to send someone to protect you? Forget it. No matter how many people we send, it won't help. It will only alert the enemy. Don't worry, if it's really Linya, she won't kill me. Professor Lu smiled again, but this smile was full of helplessness. Lu Yan's disappearance, Huamin's explosion, and her miscarriage were all fatal blows to Professor Lu. Finally, Professor Lu mysteriously left the island alone. After putting on a human skin mask and obtaining someone's fingerprints, he successfully left the country and flew directly to Bali, Indonesia. Bali had high temperatures all year round. It was only divided into rainy and dry seasons. Every year, from October to March, it was rainy and rainy. The day Professor Lu arrived in Bali, there was a thunderstorm. Because of his identity, he didn't stay in a five-star hotel by the sea. Instead, he contacted a local private villa and chose to stay in a private villa near Ubud. This was Professor Lu's second visit to Bali after more than 20 years. He had a feeling that something important was waiting for him. Chapter 4254. The next morning, Professor Lu got up early, had a simple breakfast, and drove to the Holy Spring Temple. This was the place where he and Lin Yi first met. The Holy Spring Temple was a temple that the locals believed in. Bali was a place where Hindus believed in Buddhism, and every family had to worship Buddha. Many rich people even built temples in their own yards to tell the Buddha that they were safe. The Holy Spring Temple was the most famous temple, especially for its holy water. Many people came here to wash their faces and hair, hoping to get some luck. Perhaps it was because after Bali became an international tourist destination, it began to attract tourists. Almost every day, every month, every year there were many tourists. Looking at the buses coming and going, and the faces of the Chinese people coming and going, Professor Lu had mixed feelings. He wore a sun hat and carried a backpack. Just like an ordinary tourist, he entered the Holy Spring Temple. Then, he looked at these familiar, yet strange scenes and sketched out scenes of the past. He didn't know if his idea was right or not. There was no evidence that Linya was still alive, or had she been resurrected. He thought for a few days and hundreds of possibilities, but in the end, he rejected them one by one, because he believed that Linya still loved him. Even if she lied to him and hid it from him, she must have her reasons. That must be it. And he had a strong feeling in his heart that he would see Linya again here, looking at the most familiar holy spring water in the Holy Spring Temple. He took out his phone and wanted to take a picture to record this beautiful moment. Suddenly, a group of tourists interrupted him. A male tourist rudely knocked the phone in Professor Lu's hand, and it fell to the ground. He didn't even say sorry. Professor Lu quietly bent down, lowered his head, and picked it up. However, he found that a pair of beautiful jade-like hands had already picked up his phone before he could. Then, she reached out and handed it to him. "Thank you," Professor Lu said in English. "You're welcome." As soon as the woman spoke, Professor Lu's whole body froze. His hand holding the phone trembled slightly. Then he slowly raised his head. At that moment, his heart seemed to have stopped beating. Linya appeared in front of him without any warning. She was alive and standing in front of him. Professor Lu gasped. Then he wanted to say something, but he was so emotional that he didn't know what to say. His eyes were filled with sparkling and translucent tears. This old man in his 50s was like a child at this moment. He was so excited that he didn't know what to do. He had fantasized countless times about meeting Linya when she woke up. However, none of them were as unpredictable as today's situation. He thought that it would take a long time for Linya to come. But he hadn't expected that on the first day he arrived, he would meet him in the Holy Spring Temple. Everything felt like a dream. After a long time, Professor Lu forced out 2 words. As soon as he spoke, his voice didn't seem to be his own. It was so absent-minded. "Old Lu, long time no see." Linya smiled with a sweet smile. Her smile was still so beautiful. She was wearing a Balinese long dress with a ribbon tied around her waist. Her long hair fell to her waist, and there was a beautiful forehead ornament on her forehead in the shape of a deep blue water droplet. It was extremely beautiful. Her voice and her appearance were the same as many years ago, as if time couldn't cause any damage to her. Linya was still so young and beautiful, but the professor was already white-haired. Chapter 4255. Yeah, long time no see. We really haven't seen each other for many years. Professor Lu finally couldn't hold it in anymore. A tear rolled down his cheek. Linya raised her hand and wiped his tears. "Don't cry, I'm back." The words "I'm back" melted Professor Lu's heart again. He didn't care about his image or the gazes of others and hugged Linya. More than 20 years ago, they first met here. Now that so many years had passed, he was reunited with Linya here. Professor Lu only had one thought in his mind. As long as Linya was alive, as long as she was alive and well, he didn't dare to do anything. Nothing else mattered. It really didn't matter. Then, Professor Lu got into Linya's car. Linya drove him back to a very remote and secluded private villa area. It was called a private villa area because it was too big. It was practically a manor. Birds chirped and flowers bloomed inside. It was very beautiful, like a palace. Professor Lu was curious. "This is one of my properties. I bought it." Professor Lu didn't say anything and followed Linya all the way to the beautiful villa. Then, he sat on the sofa in the living room. The maid placed fruits and coconut juice on the coffee table. Professor Lu didn't seem to be interested in everything around him. He looked at Linya's familiar face and felt a mix of emotions. Or rather, he was touched. "Yeah, you're still so young. I can't believe it." Professor Lu clearly felt that Linya's young face was definitely not due to injections or plastic surgery. It was a very natural, young, and supernatural appearance. It wasn't the result of artificial maintenance. Linya smiled and didn't answer the question. Instead, she asked, "Old Lu, have you been well all these years?" "Not very well. I've been living in hiding. Lin, you didn't say anything, Professor Lu asked again. What about you? When did you wake up? Why didn't you look for me? After hearing this, Linya's eyes became a little complicated. She slowly reached out her hand and placed it on the back of Professor Lu's hand. The temperature from the back of his hand wasn't warm. It was cold. Old Lu, there are many things that I don't know how to tell you or explain to you. In short, it's not something that can be explained in a few words. It's fine. Let's talk about it slowly. We have plenty of time. Professor Lu held her hand. It's great to be able to see you again, Xiaoya. I used to think that because of my incompetence, I wouldn't be able to find a way to revive you, and I might not be able to see you again until the day I die. Professor Lu's heart was filled with shock. How could that be? Am I not standing in front of you now? Linya smiled. Yes, it's like a dream. I can't believe it. Old Lu, have something to drink first. Relax, we'll talk. I'm afraid you'll disappear again. Professor Lu held Linya's hand tightly and refused to let go. Or rather, he was reluctant to let go. I won't disappear. Don't worry, drink some coconut juice. I remember you used to like it the most. This is freshly squeezed coconut juice. It tastes really good. Linya picked up a cup and took a sip before handing it to Professor Lu. It was as if to prove that this thing was drinkable and not poisonous. Professor Lu took the coconut juice. Before he drank it, he suddenly asked Linya a question, catching her off guard. Xiaoya, Xiaoyan is in your hands, right? Chapter 42:56. Hearing Professor Lu's words, Linya's expression became even more subtle. Old Lu, drink the coconut juice first. I'll tell you the rest of what you want to know. I swear. Seeing Linya's promise and serious expression, Professor Lu nodded. In the end, he drank the coconut juice that he knew had been spiked. The coconut juice still tasted good. It was his favorite taste, but he also knew that Linya had done something to it. But what does that matter? Whatever Linya wanted to do, just let her be. After drinking the coconut juice, Professor Lu was in a daze. Is it good? Amicham. After he finished speaking, Professor Lu fell onto the sofa and fainted. Master, the professor was so easy to deal with. What were we afraid of? One of her subordinates walked over smugly. What do you know? He knew I spiked it, but he still drank it. Linya's expression was still very subtle. No one knew what she was thinking. Master, you're right. What should we do next? Take him to the plane and go back. Yes. Linya appeared immediately and took Professor Lu away. Huamin didn't know about this. Locked in that room, she was extremely anxious. The baby in her belly was due a long time ago, but there was no sign of it. She didn't know why. Even an experienced obstetrician, like her, was confused. Huamin paced back and forth in the room, extremely anxious. When Messiah came in to deliver lunch, she pulled Messiah aside. Miss Mian, what's wrong? Messiah, I want to see her. I want to see Linya. Master's out now. She's not here. She's not here. Yes. Then, can I see Yin? Hearing this, Messiah fell silent. From Huamin's conversation with Linya, he not only learned that Lu Yin was the child of Linya's clone, but also that Lu Yin was in prison here like him. Messiah, I'm begging you. I'm so worried about her. I want to see Yin. I'll be relieved if I see her. Otherwise, I'll be thinking too much. Upon hearing Huamin's words, Messiah finally nodded. This made Huamin extremely happy. She carefully followed Messiah through one white room after another, walking back and forth in the labyrinth. Finally, they arrived at a secret chamber. It was also a crystal coffin in a white room. Lu Yin lay there quietly. Little Yin. Lu Yin rushed over, but was stopped by the transparent glass. Xiaoyan, what's wrong? Huamin's tears streamed down his face. Miss Mian, calm down. You're pregnant. Messiah comforted her. Messiah, is Yin dead? Why is she lying in a coffin? How could Huamin not be agitated? He remembered that Huasiqian was blown into pieces, but the clone was lying in a crystal coffin. With just one order from Linya, she could wake up and come back to life. Was that scary or sad? Miss Mian, calm down. Miss Yin isn't dead. She just went into hibernation. Hibernation? Huamin was confused. Yes. During the battle in Yunnan, Miss Yin and Miss Layla fought in close combat, and were severely injured. After the master brought her back with you, she was frozen by the master. Now she's in hibernation and her life isn't in danger. But why did Linya freeze her? Huamin frowned angrily. Miss Mian, you know that Miss Yin isn't the master's daughter. She's the daughter of the clone, Messiah explained. But she's also my father's daughter. Why did Linya do this to her? Huamin was furious. Chapter 42:57. I don't know the details. I'm just following orders. It's up to the master to decide. Messiah, open the glass. I want to see Yin. I'm sorry, Mian. I don't have that authority. Messiah, I beg you. I really love Yin. Nothing can happen to her. Even though Huamin knew she wasn't Lu Yan's biological sister, she still loved Lu Yin very much. She even envied Lu Yan for being a clone. Although the clone wasn't a pure human, the clone Linya had a kind heart. Although she was born from Linya's original body, this Linya was extremely evil. Miss Mian, it's useless to beg me. It's not that I'm heartless and don't want you sisters to see each other. It's just that the password for Miss Yan's crystal coffin comes from the master's retina. I can't do that. If I violate the rules, the master will cut me into pieces. From Messiah's words, Huamian knew how evil Linya was. Is Xiaoyan all right? Will she wake up? Huamin asked worriedly. Yes. Although Miss Yan's injuries are serious, the master has a way to heal her. You must know that half of Miss Yan's body is made up of the clone's genes. No matter how serious her injuries are, the genes can be recombined without any problems. I can guarantee that. Please don't worry. During his time here, Huamin learned that Messiah was a responsible servant. Although she was Linya's servant, she seemed to have a better conscience than Linya. Hearing Messiah's words, Huamin was relieved. At least Lu Yan's life wasn't in danger. She leaned against the glass and looked at Lu Yan in the crystal coffin. She was just like a sleeping beauty, lying there quietly. Even though she was asleep, her eyelashes were still beautiful. Her stunning face couldn't be hidden. It seemed that after the incident in Yunnan, not only was she brought here, but Yin was also brought here. What was happening in the outside world? Where were Yan's subordinates? Weren't they leaderless? Where was Xiao Fei, who loved Yin deeply? Would he be worried sick if he couldn't find Yin? Huamin's mind was in a mess. Miss Mian, the temperature here is very low. You're pregnant and shouldn't stay here for too long. Let's go back. Messiah advised. In the end, Huamin nodded and followed Messiah out of the secret chamber. Messiah, why does Layla have her eyes on my husband? Huamin had always wanted to ask this question. She knew that it was better to ask Messiah than Linya, because Linya's answer was not very credible. After a few seconds of silence, Messiah replied, Miss Layla, I met your husband in America a few years ago. A few years ago? Huamin narrowed his eyes and tried to recall carefully. It should have been during the 4 years that Qin Chu was in the United States, but he had never mentioned it to him. Besides, Miss Mian, don't forget that Miss Layla was made based on your appearance and has all your memories. After Messiah said this, Huamin suddenly understood. So, like me, Layla likes Qin Chu. Sort of. After all, they have so many shared memories, so there must be feelings involved. But the difference is that Miss Layla always knows her identity. She probably won't fall so deeply in love with Mr. Qin like Miss Mian does. What if Layla fails the mission? Will she kill Qin Chu? Huamin asked Messiah pessimistically. Chapter 42:58. That is Master's decision. I don't dare to say. Messiah didn't answer Huamin's question, but Huamin knew the situation wasn't very optimistic. Linya's logic was abnormal, and Layla's methods were even crueler. After returning to the room, Huamin was a little restless. She touched the baby in her belly. She could only keep talking to the baby. She didn't know if the baby could hear her. Yeah, what should I do now? I'm worried about your father, your sisters, and your Annie. What should I do to save them? For the first time, Huamin felt so powerless. No matter how smart her brain was, it was useless at this moment. In Sea City, Qin Chu secretly drove the twins to the airport. To be exact, Qin Chu didn't tell his family that he was going on a trip with Qin Ning and Tang Chuan, especially behind that woman's back. Tang Chuan and Qi Ning packed their luggage and showed up at the airport in a low-key manner, accompanied by 4 skilled bodyguards sent by Qin Shu. From afar, she saw Qin Shu appear with the 2 little guys. "Brother, over here." Qi Ning waved her hand from afar. "Wow, Auntie, you're so beautiful today." Little Bean immediately rushed over and began to flatter her. "Auntie, when aren't you beautiful?" Qi Ning laughed. "I mean, you're beautiful every day, but you're especially beautiful today. Auntie, you're so sexy in jeans." Really, my niece is so good at talking. It's as if her mouth is smeared with honey. Qi Ning was in a good mood. She only thought of this trip as an ordinary trip where her brother didn't have time to take care of the children. She didn't know that her brother had to deal with something forbidden at home. "Go. After the security check, go in and rest. It's almost time to board the plane." Qin Shu was actually reluctant to part with his daughters, but he had no choice. Now was a critical time. If he continued to keep the children at home, he couldn't guarantee that the perverted woman would do something to hurt his daughters. So, he could only temporarily send them away. Although this was a last resort, it was also a good way to protect the twins. "Daddy, I need to go to the bathroom," Pudding suddenly said. "There are some inside, too. Let's go in. I'll take you there." Qi Ning didn't understand what Pudding meant. Pudding shook her head. "Daddy, take me there. I have something to say to you." "All right." Qin Shu knew that Pudding had always been sensible. Since she said that, she must have something to say. He watched as Qin Shu and Pudding left mysteriously. Tang Chuan was puzzled. What is this little adult trying to do now? "Oh, I think my sister asked my dad to manage her stocks. After all, she's a tough woman who can't live without stocks," Little Bean explained. "Yeah, I heard that your sister is a little rich now?" Tang Chuan asked Little Bean. "How can that be? How can a little rich be enough? My sister is now a billionaire." "She's even richer than me." Qi Ning laughed. "Yeah, you're all rich. I'm the only poor one. But it's okay. I can eat and drink for free and take your money. Ha! After all, our surnames are Qin." Little Bean laughed shamelessly. "Little Bean, you're good. You did the right thing. I like your shameless attitude." Tang Chuan laughed until tears came out his eyes. Chapter 42:59. Little Bean replied proudly, "Didn't you read the news online? If you want to succeed, you have to be persistent, shameless, and persistent." "Where did you learn all this nonsense from?" Qi Ning didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Online users. Online users are the most talented. Usually, the masters are among the people. Little Bean was playing with Qi Ning and Tang Chuan. She was wearing the same red down jacket as Pudding, black leather shoes, and a black top hat. The 2 sisters looked exactly the same. Anyone who saw them would be stunned. Luckily, Qi Ning and Tang Chuan could tell them apart. On the other side, near the washroom, Pudding stopped. She wasn't going to the washroom. "Daddy, baby, I know you want to talk to me." Qin Shu squatted down and touched Pudding's face. "Is it safe here? Can we talk?" "Yes, you can." As Qin Shu adjusted his collar, he turned on the anti-eavesdropping device that he always carried with him. He didn't want anyone to hear the conversation between him and his child. "Daddy, I heard that my sister and I will be away for a month." "Yes, we've never been away from you for so long. We'll miss you so much." "Daddy, you too. We'll send you videos every day of where you went, what you ate, and what you did. Remember to send them to Daddy. But remember, when you post on WeChat, don't use location. For example, after you take pictures of Paris and the Eiffel Tower, don't post them until your aunt takes you to Switzerland. When you go to the States, post the pictures of Switzerland, and so on," Qin Shu told Pudding patiently. Pudding nodded. "I'll remember, Daddy. Many bad guys want to catch us. We can't expose our whereabouts. Yes, keep a low profile when you go out. Stay alert at all times. Don't get separated from Annie and the bodyguards. Don't go out at night." "Definitely." Then Pudding turned on her phone and said, "I've authorized Daddy to manage my stock account and password. Daddy, you can help me take a look every day, buy some in, and sell some out. You just need to ensure the liquidity and activity of the stock." "Okay, no problem. Daddy will definitely help you make a profit." Qin Shu looked at Pudding lovingly. He was really proud of having such a cute daughter. "There's one more important thing. I need to tell Daddy." "What is it?" She leaned close to Chin Chu's ear and whispered, "Be careful of Mommy." Chin Chu's expression changed slightly when he heard this. "Pudding, how did you find out?" "Daddy, don't you think Mommy has been acting weird ever since she came back from Yunnan?" Pudding asked. "I think so. Yes, other than having the same face and the same voice, she really doesn't look like Mommy. So I think there might be more to this matter. I want to tell you a few times at home, but Daddy always gave me a look. Maybe I thought there might be something eavesdropping at home, and I was afraid it would be dangerous for me to say it, so I didn't say it. But now that Daddy sent me and my sister out, there must be a reason. You and Grandpa and Grandma will be left alone to face that strange woman, so you must be careful." Pudding patted Chin Chu's shoulder as she spoke like a little adult. At that moment, Chin Chu felt tears welling up in his eyes. "Pudding, I'm very, very proud to have a daughter like you," Chin Chu said with a choked voice. Chapter 4260. Pudding wasn't even 4 years old, but what she said didn't sound like something a 4-year-old would say at all. "I'm proud to have a father like you. Mr. Chin, I hope you can handle everything smoothly in the next month. When Little Bean and I come back, I hope everything will be over. As for you and Mom, our family of 4 will return to the way it was before." Pudding imitated Little Bean's tone and said these words to her father. Chin Chu stopped crying and smiled. "Of course, I'll give you a great father and mother. Not like this. Promise Daddy that you'll take good care of yourself." "It's a promise," Pudding said and kissed Chin Chu's cheek seriously. She knew that her daddy had done a lot for her sister, and this family. There were many things in the adult world that children couldn't understand. But for Pudding and Little Bean, Chin Chu was the best father, even though he had been absent for a long time in their lives. But this man who loved them as much as his life had been making up for them. For this family, for these people he loved the most, he had shouldered a lot. Finally, Chin Chu carried Pudding all the way back, reluctant to let her go. From afar, Little Bean was jealous when she saw her daddy carrying her sister. "Damn, this scheming Chin Zhao Zhao. She acted coquettishly with Daddy behind my back and even asked for a hug. Shameless." Then, Little Bean broke free from Chin Ning's hand. She raised her head and looked at Chin Chu pitifully. "Mr. Chin, we're both twins and your daughters. Why don't you get a hug?" "I want one too." "Okay, you get one too." Chin Chu smiled and put Pudding down. Then, he picked up Little Bean. "Mr. Chin, we're going out to have fun." "Yes, I had fun. You have to take care of your health at home too. I see that you've been so busy recently that you've been staying up late in the study to work overtime. As the CEO, you don't have to worry so much. Look at those CEOs in online novels. They just have to eat and drink every day, date the female lead, and have children. You don't have to work so hard, okay?" Chin Chu chuckled at Little Bean's funny words. Chin Chu, who was known as the Prince Charming with no blind spots, was usually a sight to behold when he was cold. But when she smiled, she was truly stunning. If you were lucky enough to see it, you could definitely use one word to describe it. That was the smile of her Adonis, the spring flowers bloom. Little Bean reached out her chubby little hand and pinched her daddy's face. "Look, Comrade Old Chin, you look so good when you smile. You can kill all the little fresh meats in a second. Smile more in the future." "All right, Little Bean, stop wasting time. Let's go." "We won't make it in time," Chin Ning urged from behind. "What's the hurry? Aren't we super VIPs? Aren't we in the green passage of the first-class cabin? Besides, even if we're late, you rich people can charter the plane. What's there to worry about?" After Little Bean complained, everyone laughed. "Little girl, you're so materialistic at such a young age. Let's see how Bui Yuen will support you when he becomes a police officer. Do you want Bui Yuen to embezzle money?" "Ha ha," Tang Chuan teased her. Chapter 4261. Don't be ridiculous. Bui Yuen doesn't need to embezzle money. I've calculated everything. When I get married to Bui Yuen, we'll put our pocket money in the bank to earn interest. Then, when we get married, the dowry from Dad and Mom and the red packets from Sister, Annie, and other rich people will be enough for us to eat and drink for the rest of our lives. You're thinking too far ahead. Qi Ning leaned against Tang Chuan's chest and laughed like crazy. Little Bean was going further and further down the road of being a clown. I thought you'd say you'd find a rich man to marry instead of Pudding said. How's that possible? Do I look like a fickle person? Little Bean was unconvinced. Okay, stop arguing. Oh my God, let's go through the security check. For bodyguards helped to drag a pile of luggage. Then, the four of them walked to the security check. Brother-in-law, don't worry. I'll take good care of the three most precious women in the Qin family. Tang Chuan smiled cheekily. I'm counting on you. Mr. Qin was very serious. After all, he didn't seem to be good at joking. Big brother, you should go back. We'll take care of the kids. Okay, be careful. Have fun. Don't worry. With the 10 million you gave us, we'll have fun. It's enough to go to the South Pole. Qin Ning waved the black card in her hand. Finally, Qin Chu stood outside and watched them go in until they disappeared from his sight. When the security check came, Pudding stood there and looked to see if Daddy was still there. It was a pity that there were too many people around, and they were all blocking his view. Then, Tang Chuan accidentally saw Pudding crying. What's wrong? Pudding? Why are you crying? You don't want to leave home? Tang Chuan hurried to wipe Pudding's tears with a tissue. He thought the little kid would be so happy to go out and play. I just feel that my daddy doesn't have it easy. Pudding said meaningfully. These words touched Tang Chuan greatly. Pudding, your daddy is great. He's a superhero. There's nothing he can't handle. Let's trust him, okay? Pudding nodded with tears in her eyes. In the end, Qin Ning and Tang Chuan took the twins on a long-distance flight. Qin Chu's heart finally settled down. Next, he had more important things to do. Imperial Star Entertainment headquarters Sue, you was a little tired after watching the auditions with the directors for the whole morning. After booking the hotel, the few of them headed out. She saw Nia Lingxian, whom she hadn't seen for a long time. She was still elegant and beautiful, wearing a long beige cashmere coat and a British top hat. Ever since the incident at Hua Min's birthday party, Nia Lingxian had been avoiding Suyu. In the past, when she was overseas, she would occasionally give Suyu likes and send him WeChat messages. There had been no news from him for a long time. President Su, you're back? Suyu was a little embarrassed. The directors knew and didn't dare to disturb them, so they left first to give them a chance to talk. But this made things even more awkward. Yeah, Cece gave birth, so I came back to see her and the baby. Oh, I heard. She gave birth to a daughter, right? Congratulations. Thank you. When are you leaving? Suyu felt awkward trying to find a topic to talk about. President Su, I came here to talk to you about this. I want to ask you, can I come back? Nialing Xuan's voice was very gentle. Chapter 4262. Suyu thought he didn't hear her clearly and looked confused. Seeing Su Yu's expression, Nia Lingxian repeated, President Su, can I come back? Of course. You didn't jump ship. Su Yu rubbed his forehead. But I've been away for so long. If I come back, I might steal the newcomer's resources. I'm worried that President Su won't be happy with me. How can that be? Everyone knows how capable you are. Besides, your contract hasn't expired yet. If you come back, everything will be the same as before. If you feel tired, you can reduce your work schedule. We can discuss this. The treatment won't change. What do you think? Suyu always felt that it was his fault that Nia Lingxian went abroad. Therefore, he had always been polite to her. He definitely didn't have the aura of a big boss bullying a small employee. This warmed Nia Lingxian's heart. Thank you, President Su. She bowed to Suyu respectfully. Although she was polite, it was obvious that she didn't dare to be passionate about Suyu anymore. Even if she was, she would take it back. After all, it would be awkward for both of them if she brought it up. Han Yueyao didn't know that Suyu was talking to Nia Lingxian. She thought it was a staff member, so she didn't think much of it when she saw Nia Lingxian's back. She rushed up like a tough woman. She even punched Suyu in the chest. You're finally sober. Are you going to the nightclub to drink tonight? If you're going, can you take me with you? I made up my mind. From today onwards, I'll be your dog skin plaster. As long as you go to the nightclub, I'll go. If you go home obediently or do something else, I'll let you go. After Han Yueyao finished speaking, she found that Suyu's expression was a little strange. Subconsciously, she turned around and looked at the woman opposite Suyu. She was dumbfounded. Nya. Nya. Superstar Nya. Han Yueyao didn't like celebrities or famous actresses, but Nie Lingxian was one of her favorite actresses. Nie Lingxian had acted in many historical dramas since her debut. Nie Lingxian played a mute widow who was bullied by others in a rural area. Since then, Han Yueyao had liked her very much. Unfortunately, when Han Yueyao came, Nie Lingxian had left the country. Some media outlets said that Nie Lingxian had been shelved, while others said that she had broken up with Suyu and had been dumped. In short, her leaving caused a lot of controversy. Now that Nie Lingxian had come back, she hadn't received any news. Han Yueyao felt like an idiot in front of her idol. It was so humiliating. Hello, you dance very well. I've been watching your competitions. Nie Lingxian smiled at her politely. Ah, idol, did you watch my show? Yes, Dancing Allure is very popular. I like you and Yuanbo the most. You know, I really like your acting. I watched a lot of your dramas. Can you take a picture with me? No. Can we add each other on WeChat? She was so excited that she couldn't speak coherently. Sure, Nie Lingxian agreed to add her on WeChat. Han Yueyao was even more excited. After adding each other, she adjusted the beauty camera on her cell phone and handed it to Suyu. President Su, please take a picture for us. Thank you. Please make my face smaller. Then she ran to Nie Lingxian and made a V with her finger, looking extremely adorable. Suyu looked at the silly Han Yueyao on his cell phone and didn't know whether he should laugh or cry. Chapter 4263. Exasperated, Suyu took a picture of them with his cell phone. After taking the picture, Han Yueyao said to Nie Lingxian, Idol, don't worry. I'll Photoshop it for you when I'm done. Thank you. Nie Lingxian smiled gently. You're welcome. It's great to see you. Ah, can I post it on my WeChat Moments and Weibo? Sure. Thank you, Idol. You're super nice. Then she ran away, completely ignoring Suyu. The girl is really cute. Looking at Han Yueyao's back, Nie Lingxian said, Huh, don't you think she's a cheerful little idiot? Ever since she came, I feel like there are more people in the company. Suyu did think Han Yueyao was a girl who could lift people's spirits. She's a good person. I saw in the media that you guys, that's fake. Before Nie Lingxian could finish, Suyu interrupted her. Nie Lingxian didn't mention it and just smiled. Nie Lingxuan's return was a sudden decision. Suyu immediately contacted some senior officials in the company to write a proposal for Nie Lingxuan's comeback. At the end of the year, Imperial Star held its annual meeting. Nie Lingxian could use the opportunity to make a comeback and create a sensation. Suyu went to have dinner with the directors. During the dinner, he scrolled through his WeChat Moments and saw Han Yueyao's photo with Nie Lingxian. He commented under the photo, There's no harm without comparison. Look at her temperament and look at yourself. She's like a comedian. Han Yueyao replied immediately, I'd love to. Boss, are you going to nightclub tonight? Suyu replied to Han Yueyao, There are so many nightclubs in the city. I don't believe you can catch me. Han Yueyao replied to Suyu, Don't drive if you dare. Walk with master in. You win. Suyu replied to Han Yueyao. After arguing with Han Yueyao for a while, Suyu scrolled through the twins' WeChat Moments. Pudding kept a low profile and didn't like to post. On the other hand, Little Bean posted a selfie of herself boarding the plane. Then he wrote, Comrade Old Sheen has given us a huge sum of money to go out and have fun. The trip has begun. Don't miss us too much. Suyu replied, Little Bean, remember to send me videos often. Little Bean replied, Then you need to give me some traffic right now. Otherwise, there's no room for discussion. Suyu replied, So you're blackmailing me? Little Bean replied to Suyu, Blackmail? No, that's not my style. It's too low. I'm clearly robbing you. Suyu replied, You win, Little Bean. Have fun. Little Bean replied to Suyu, I'll miss you, handsome Su. Moi. Interacting with the two children was one of Suyu's favorite things to do, and he enjoyed it very much. Although Suyu felt a little regretful that he didn't go to Tokyo and refunded a few tickets and hotels, he didn't blame Chin Chu. After all, She knew that Qin Shu's decisions were made after careful consideration. In other words, Qin Shu's decision was, even if Qin Shu agreed to let Huang Min go with them, so you wouldn't dare take them. How could he take someone else's wife on a vacation? Even if there was really nothing between them, he couldn't explain it clearly. Even if he was Huang Min's best friend, he still had to know how to avoid suspicion. Only when he had self-respect would others respect him. Therefore, Suyu didn't have any misgivings about this matter. During dinner, Suyu received a WeChat message from Huang Min. Suyu, the trip to Japan is ruined. Qin Shu doesn't agree to let me go. I know. He told me, Suyu replied. I didn't expect Qin Shu to be so narrow-minded. I'm so disappointed. I'm a little sad. Can you come and accompany me? Huang Min said. Now, Suyu was a little confused. He didn't know what was going on with Huang Min recently. He had a feeling that she was flirting with him. Chapter 4264. What's wrong? Is it inconvenient for you? I'm eating outside with a few directors right now. Where are you eating? The Yu family's private restaurant. Oh, after that, Huang Min didn't say anything else. Suyu thought that she was busy with something else, but 20 minutes later, Suyu received a WeChat message from Huang Min. I'm waiting for you at the entrance of a Yu family's private restaurant. Don't worry, eat first. When Suyu heard this, how could he eat? What kind of temperature was it outside? The temperature in the north had been dropping drastically recently. At night, Sea City would reach minus 20 degrees Celsius. Not to mention sitting outside for a while. Even sitting for 5 minutes would freeze. You guys eat first. I'll go out for a while. Suyu stood up embarrassedly. After all, he was more familiar with the directors. No one paid attention to Suyu's departure. When Suyu came out, Huang Min was indeed sitting on the curb opposite the restaurant. He was only wearing a very thin cashmere coat. One had to know that cashmere coats couldn't keep people warm in this season. Everyone would buy a very thick down jacket. When Suyu saw this, his heart skipped a beat. Then, he quickly crossed the road and took off his goose-down jacket and put it on Huang Min. Sister, how long have you been here? Suyu sounded helpless and heartbroken. I just arrived not long ago. Why didn't you wear a down jacket? Don't you know what kind of weather it is? Are you still a northerner? Although Suyu's words were filled with reproach, it was obvious that he cared more about her. It was precisely because she felt this care that Layla kept approaching Suyu. Or rather, she kept seducing Suyu. After all, she had been rejected by Qin Shu too many times, so she came to Suyu to seek warmth. Get up quickly. Come, follow me in. You're having a meal with a few directors. I don't think it's appropriate for me to go, right? She pretended to be reserved. I won't take you to eat with those people. I'll accompany you alone. You haven't eaten dinner yet, right? Suyu looked at his watch and saw Huang Min's pitiful look. No, let's go then. Follow me in. Suyu was wearing a white Versace sweater with a Medusa pattern in the middle. He brought Huang Min into the restaurant and found a small private room. He picked up the menu and threw it to Huang Min. Dr. Hua, you can order whatever you want. The food here is pretty good. All right, then I won't stand on ceremony. Layla flipped through the menu. On the surface, she looked very happy, but in fact, she was not interested in the food. After all, she wasn't someone who relied on eating these things for a living. Suyu took the opportunity to go to the washroom. When he came out of the washroom, he pondered for a moment. Afraid of causing unnecessary misunderstandings, he went to the corridor and called Qin Shu. Hello, Qin Shu, it's me. Got it. Mian is with me now at the Yu family's private restaurant. Qin Shu didn't say anything. Did you have a fight with her? No. She didn't seem to be in a good mood and came to have dinner with me. I was afraid that you would misunderstand, so I told you. Okay, got it. Qin Shu said he got it, and then hung up the phone indifferently. Suyu felt that something was wrong with his attitude. If it was in the past, he would never be like this. It seemed that between Qin Shu and Huang Min, there seemed to be a big problem. Chapter 4265. Suyu walked back with questions in his mind. After entering the private room, Huang Min smiled at him. Are you done ordering? Yeah, I ordered a few expensive dishes. I didn't hold back. Huang Min smiled. Suyu sat down across from Huang Min. Here's the down jacket. You don't wear much anyway. Seeing that Suyu was only wearing a sweater, Huamin took off her down jacket. It's okay, I'm not cold. You can wear it first. Suyu, you're so nice. Ahem. You didn't go to the airport today? Suyu was a bit embarrassed and changed the topic. To be honest, I didn't know about the kids going abroad, haha. She smiled coldly. Are you serious? Suyu thought she was joking. How could Huamin not know about the twins going on a trip? I really didn't know. Qin Chu didn't tell me. Mian, I'm not joking. What's going on between you two? Suyu felt that the relationship between the couple was very strange. He didn't know what to feel about it. Huamin immediately began her performance. She froze for a moment, and then tears began to well up in her eyes. Suyu, I feel like an outsider in that family. Do you know how that feels? Huamin's voice was a bit choked up, making Qin Chu's heart ache. How can this be? It shouldn't be. You've always been a queen at South Hill Manor. Suyu knew that Huamin was really like a queen in the family. Her parents-in-law doted on her. Her husband protected her, and her daughters were very close to her. She was definitely the big sister in the family. How could she say that she was an outsider? Anyway, perhaps they felt that my miscarriage this time was quite a big blow to the Qin family. Although my in-laws keep saying that it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. Who doesn't want a son? When the baby was in my belly, everyone was looking forward to her birth. My in-laws told everyone that they were going to have a grandson. Now that they're gone, they're very sad. Although Qin Chu didn't say it, I'm sure he had his own thoughts. That's why he started to distance himself from me. At first, he distanced himself from me. Later, he asked the children to distance themselves from me. I stayed in my room alone every day. To me, that home was like a prison. Alone? No way, where's Qin Chu? Suyu frowned slightly. Qin Chu is staying in the study. He says he's working overtime. Then he stays in the study. There's a single bed in the study. What about Pudding and Little Bean? The two of them are still in their own rooms, but Grandma and Nanny are the ones who take care of things like bathing and changing clothes. They don't need me, so I'm the extra one now. How did that happen? Suyu's heart ached when he heard about Hua Min's situation. After all, Hua Min didn't want to have a miscarriage. It was something unexpected. Mian, is there some misunderstanding between you and Qin Chu? I don't think Qin Chu is that kind of person. He shouldn't be so superficial. He's known you for so many years. He shouldn't be so distant from you because of something like this. Thinking about all the things that happened before, Suyu still didn't believe that Qin Chu would be so heartless. How could he leave his wife to this extent? Suyu, I'm only going to ask you one thing today. Do you believe me or Qin Chu? If one day the two of us were to tear each other apart, who would you side with? Huamin teared up and pretended to be pitiful as she threw a difficult question at Suyu. Who should he side with? The problem was, Suyu still didn't understand the situation. He still felt that Mian was a little strange. She was completely different from the calm and composed Dr. Hua he knew. Chapter 4266. To be honest, Mian, I've never thought about the question you asked. Suyu wasn't avoiding the question on purpose, but he really didn't know how to answer it. Huamin's question was really strange. Since when could she openly say that she wanted to fight with Qin Chu? I'm just assuming. Don't be nervous. Seeing how serious Suyu was, Huamin smiled. That's not a good assumption. Let's change it. Suyu, are you not treating me like before? Are you like everyone else? Why are you ignoring me? Huamin began to play the warm card. Mian, if I ignored you, you wouldn't be sitting here today. I was talking to a few directors about a collaboration, and you called, and I left. So, do you think I don't care about you anymore? Suyu felt wronged. I know that everyone will betray me, but you won't. Suyu, why are you so good to me? As he spoke, Huamin's eyes began to moisten again. Suyu felt bad looking at him. Don't cry. Didn't we agree that I'll eat with you? At this moment, the waiters brought the dishes one after another. Suyu picked up a new pair of chopsticks and put various vegetables in a Huamin's bowl. But to be honest, she wasn't interested in these things. She didn't like to eat these things. Here, have a crab. It's very fresh. Suyu habitually scooped out the crab from the spicy crab and placed it directly on Huamin's plate. Suyu, You forgot that I don't like seafood anymore. Only then did Suyu realize and smile awkwardly. Suyu didn't know what was wrong with him now. His feelings for Huamin didn't seem as deep as before. Was it because he had become a scumbag? The meal was dull. During the meal, Little Bean and Pudding even took photos of Suyu when they stopped by. Little Bean made faces and stuck out her tongue, while Pudding was very elegant and only smiled slightly beside Little Bean. Suyu even showed it to Huamin. Don't underestimate them. Look at how naughty they are. Suyu held up his phone as if they were his daughters. Suyu, do you like Pudding and Little Bean? Yes, Suyu answered without hesitation. Do you want them to be your daughters? Huamian asked again. What do you mean? Don't tell me you want them to call me their godfather? Haha, don't do that. Godfather is a derogatory term in the entertainment industry. The paparazzi often say that some actress and her godfather are doing this and that, so I'd rather die than do that. Don't ruin our baby's reputation. Suyu was right. Godfather wasn't a good word. In this day and age, godfathers weren't simple anymore. Huamin held a spoon and kept stirring the bird's nest soup in the bowl. Then, he smiled meaningfully. I didn't mean to call you my godfather. You might have misunderstood me. You didn't mean godfather? Then what? Don't tell me you want to become my sworn brother and call me big brother. Don't do that, it's so old-fashioned. It's so bad in the wuxia movies. Let's not be so low class. Haha, I'd rather die than do that. To liven up the atmosphere, Suyu's imagination ran wild. Unfortunately, Huamin looked up and threw the spoon on the table. He said calmly, "None of that. You're thinking too much." Chapter 4267. Then Mian, you mean? Suyu was completely confused. He thought it was a joke, but Huamin's expression didn't seem to be joking. So, Suyu didn't dare to joke around and put away his playful expression. If I divorce Qin Shu, I hope you'll stand by my side and help me fight for custody. If you help me, I'll marry you. Suyu, I'll marry you with my daughters. That way, they'll be able to openly call you daddy. Not godfather, but daddy. Haha, Mian, this joke isn't funny at all, okay? Pudding and Little Bean will go crazy if they hear it. Suyu couldn't stop laughing, thinking that Huamin was really crazy. But, after laughing for a long time, he looked at Huamin's serious expression. Is it very funny? She asked him. Mon, Suyu, today's not April Fool's Day. I don't have time to joke with you. I'm just saying what's on my mind. So please give me an answer when you're done laughing. Mian, stop it. I'm not. If you don't agree, don't dare to offend Qin Shu, or don't want to help me, then I'll have to rely on myself. But the chances of winning aren't high. After all, I don't have much money or background. Suyu, if you don't help me, then I'll throw caution to the wind. If Qin Shu doesn't give me custody of the children, I'll die in front of him. What are you talking about? Suyu was scared out of his wits. You might think I'm just saying that to scare you, but I'm not. Mian, calm down, I'm calm. I've thought it through. I want to divorce Qin Shu. You two have been together for so many years. Why? Suyu, don't be a nice guy. Haven't you always loved me? Why are you still pretending to be a white lotus to set me up with Qin Shu? Shouldn't you be the happiest person if we get a divorce? Huamin stood up and looked at Suyu, questioning him righteously. Her tone made Suyu very uncomfortable, but because she was Huamin, Suyu tolerated it. I do like you, Mian, but I'd rather like you in my heart than ruin your happy family. I'm not a white lotus. I just want the person I like to be happy, that's all. Don't think of me as a selfish person, please. What if I'm not happy? Huamian's tone was aggressive. Suyu, if you don't help me, I'll do it myself. Anyways, if Qin Shu continues to be like this, I won't be with him anymore. I know you've always had me in your heart. If you're willing to help me, I'll divorce you and be with you. If you're not willing, then after the divorce, I'll leave this place, go abroad, and never speak to you again. After speaking, Huamin stood up and walked out. Suyu hurriedly got up, ran after her, and grabbed her arm. Then, Huamin turned around, and Suyu quickly let go. After all, it was too intimate. Mian, I'm shocked by what you said. I didn't know that was what you thought. Suyu, do you still love me? Huamin kept asking Suyu if he loved her or not. Suyu loved her, but he couldn't say it out loud. After all, she was someone else's wife. Suyu felt that if he said that he loved her, it would be shameless. You don't love me anymore, right? No. Then say that you love me. I want you to say it. Hwamin kept asking. Suyu felt like his heart was on the verge of breaking down. Chapter 4268. Mian, don't be like this. Just answer me and don't change the subject. Mian, Chin Chu really doesn't have it easy. In the end, Suyu couldn't say that he loved her. Even though Hwamin forced him to, he still didn't say it. If it was Suyu in the past, he would have no qualms about it. However, the moment Hwamin interrogated him, the image of Chin Chu returning to China 4 years later flashed through his mind. He hugged Hwamin tightly on the cruise ship, the scene of him secretly hiding the proposal ring. Everyone in the world knew what Chin Chu did for Hwamin. Suyu once told Tang Chuan that he loved Hwamin very much. However, compared to Chin Chu, his love was too shallow. His love was only superficial, while Chin Chu's love was deeper. Anyone could do something as grand as the sky falling and the earth cracking. However, he kept suppressing the longing in his heart. For Hwamin, he was willing to sacrifice everything. He was willing to live in pain for 4 years. Suyu couldn't imagine it. Perhaps, if he was Chin Chu, he would have broken down long ago. In the face of Hua Xiqian's constant provocations and schemes, as well as the appearance of people related to his background, what was originally a happy family of 4 had become a precarious situation. Chin Chu had no choice but to be vigilant at all times to protect his wife and daughters. Even though he was physically and mentally exhausted, he didn't dare to fall, nor did he fall back then. When Hwamin was dragged down the cliff by Hua Xiqian and Chin Chu vomited blood, Suyu would never forget it. Therefore, as a love rival, he actually didn't think of confessing his feelings at this moment. Instead, he felt sorry for Chin Chu for Hwamin all these years. Suyu felt that he had become more mature and aware. He was no longer the fearless prince he used to be. You and Chin Chu appreciate each other. Fine, I guess I'm overthinking it. It's not like that. Listen to me. Stop talking, I don't want to hear it. Suyu, I'm a little disappointed in you. After speaking, Hwamin turned around and walked out of the restaurant without eating much. Suyu was a little disappointed, but he also felt that he was right. Suyu turned to call Chin Chu and found that Chin Chu's phone had been transferred to voicemail. Thinking that he might be in a meeting, he left a voice message. Suyu said, Chin Chu, talk to Hwamin. I think the situation between you two is very serious. Today, she talked to me about divorce and custody. It's very scary. I think she might be suffering from postpartum depression. You'd better ask Dr. Jiang to see if there's something wrong with her. When Chin Chu heard the voice message, it was already 1.5 hours later. Chin Chu was still expressionless after hearing the voice message. He didn't reply to Suyu. He knew very well what that woman wanted. At the headquarters of Imperial Star Entertainment, after the interview, Han Yueyao went to the dressing room to remove her heavy makeup. She happened to see Nie Lingxian putting on makeup. When she saw Nie Lingxian, she was still very excited. Hello, idol. Hello. Nie Lingxian greeted her politely. At this moment, Gao Yeruo arrogantly mocked. Whoa, isn't this the queen of popularity, Han Yueyao? You also know how to greet people. Why don't you talk to people like us who aren't famous? Are you a snob? Han Yueyao glanced at Gao Yeruo coolly. So you're the snob? Chapter 4269. Gao Yeruo panicked when she heard this. Who are you calling a dog? Do you want to be beaten up? Gao Yeruo was about to walk over, but Nie Lingxian stopped her. Yeruo, what are you doing? Big sister Xian, you don't know what's wrong with President Su. He's been supporting this country bumpkin while you were overseas. She's not very popular, and she's very snobbish. When she was in my group, she didn't hold back when she talked to me, the captain. We don't like her. With Nie Lingxian's support, Gao Yeruo became very arrogant. Han Yueyao knew that Gao Yeruo was the captain of the newbie group. It was because she heard that her cousin was Nie Lingxian's agent. So they should be close. Now that Nie Lingxian was back, it was normal for her to be arrogant. After all, she was always arrogant. Yaya, let's not lower ourselves to the same level as her. Niao Xuan's agent said. Obviously, she was on Han Yueyao's side. Han Yueyao didn't feel awkward. She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she glanced at Niao Lingxian. If Niao Lingxian indulged these women, then she wouldn't care about her idol anymore. In that case, it was better not to have this idol of his in the future. It was better to stay away from him in the future. To her surprise, Niao Lingxian was a little angry. Don't doubt President Su's taste. He never makes the wrong decision at work because of personal relationships. He's supporting Han Yueyao because she's very good. I saw her dance too. She's very professional. Yeruo, you should learn from her. Don't always think that you're so good. You're a newbie and have a lot to learn. Niao Lingxian was obviously teaching Gao Yeruo a lesson for causing trouble. Sister Xianxian. Gao Yeruo was obviously unhappy. You two go out first. I need to talk to Han Yueyao. Xianxian, are you okay? The agent glared at Han Yueyao and then looked at Niao Lingxian ingratiatingly. I'm fine. With Niao Lingxuan's words, Gao Yeruo and her cousin left the dressing room reluctantly. The makeup artist hadn't arrived yet, so only Niao Lingxian and Han Yueyao were left in the room. Han Yueyao was the first to speak. I know Gao Yeruo is your agent's younger sister, and you two are close. But I'm still grateful for your help and recognition of my abilities. Thank you, idol. Don't say that. I know Yeruo's character very well. She's been bullying newcomers for a long time. However, after you became famous, it's normal for her to be envious and jealous. After all, she came here earlier than you. In our circle, it's normal to be jealous and fight with each other. Don't mind it. I don't care. I'm thick-skinned. Han Yueyao smiled. Come and sit. Niao Lingxian patted the chair beside her and invited him intimately. She glanced at it and walked over with a smile. Then, he sat down beside Niao Lingxian. Do you want to remove your makeup? Let me help you. Niao Lingxian picked up the cotton pad on the dressing table and carefully dipped it in the makeup remover. No. I'll do it myself. Don't trouble you. Han Yueyao was startled that the superstar was going to help her remove her makeup. She immediately shook her head and waved her hands to refuse, but she didn't dare to speak too loudly in case she scared her goddess. Chapter 4270. It's okay. I'm good at this. Don't worry. I'm as good as a professional makeup artist. Then, Niao Lingxian carefully placed the cotton pad on Han Yueyao's face. She gently removed the makeup for Han Yueyao. For some reason, maybe it was her intuition, Han Yueyao thought Niao Lingxian wasn't a scheming woman. She seemed easy to get along with and was a good person. So, she didn't move and let the superstar remove the makeup for her. It's good to be young. You look beautiful. Looking at Han Yueyao's chubby face, Niao Lingxian sighed. Idol, you're still young. You're still in your prime, Han Yueyao flattered. I'm not that much older than you, but I'm old, and my mentality is old. I've been in this industry for a long time. Back then, when I was still studying at the Film Academy, I accidentally took on a commercial and caught the eye of the director of Imperial Star. I acted in their first period drama, but after that, things got out of hand. After that, I was stuck in the third or fourth tier for many years. In the end, Jin Tong and the others got into trouble one after another, and that was when I had the chance to become famous. Unfortunately, I'm not suited for fame, or rather, I'm not suited for being a celebrity. Why do you say that? You're so popular now. I've seen you in many period dramas. You're perfect for period dramas. Han Yueyao's words were from the bottom of her heart. I like acting, but I'm not suitable for being a star. Han Yueyao didn't understand what he said. Seeing the girl's confusion, Niao Lingxian smiled. It's okay. You'll understand in the future. I heard you're coming back. Han Yueyao asked cautiously. Yeah, congratulations. Actually, there's nothing to congratulate me for. This is the path I'm supposed to take. But don't worry. I'm coming back to act and do what I love. I won't stand in your way or steal your limelight. No. That's not what I meant. I sincerely hope you'll come back. Congratulations, Han Yueyao explained nervously. I know. Niao Lingxian smiled and continued to remove the makeup for Han Yueyao gently. They were silent for a few seconds. Then Han Yueyao suddenly asked, "Idol, do you like Suyu very much?" Nieling Xuan's hand, which was removing her makeup, paused for a moment at the sudden question. "I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have asked, but I saw that the news was spreading like wildfire. I was curious and looked at Tieba. I saw a lot of people talking about you guys, so it's okay, there's nothing to hide. I like Suyu, the whole world knows." Nieling Xian said calmly. She didn't look like the actress who was shy on camera at all. Looking at Nieling Xuan's peaceful face, Han Yueyao felt Nieling Xian seemed to have settled down a lot during her stay abroad. Since my idol is so honest, then let me tell you a secret. I also like Suyu." Han Yueyao pursed her lips into a smile. She knew she shouldn't reveal this secret so casually, but she didn't know why. At this moment, he really wanted to share it with the woman in front of him. Nieling Xian paused. She didn't expect the little girl to be so direct. So, she couldn't help but ask curiously with a smile, "Does Suyu like you?" "Ahem. Of course not. To quote you, the whole world knows Suyu only likes Sister Huamin." Han Yueyao lowered her head and said dejectedly. Chapter 4271. Hearing this, Nieling Xuan's eyes dimmed. "Yeah, you're right. The whole world knows Suyu likes Huamin. I'm sorry. Did I bring up your sad past?" Looking at Nieling Xuan's sad eyes, Han Yueyao felt guilty and angry at herself for being so talkative. Nieling Xian continued to remove her makeup with a cotton pad. "No, it's all in the past, but I'm not sad anymore. You've gotten over it?" Han Yueyao asked carefully. "What else can I do?" "What else can I do?" She chuckled. "Haha, you're right. How about we form a missing couple alliance?" "Oh no, it should be called the Suyu Crush Alliance." Nieling Xian chuckled. "I think Suyu treats you well. I don't have a chance anymore, but you still have a chance. No matter how much he likes Huamin, Huamin has a husband and children, so he'll never get a response. The Suyu family won't let Suyu stay single forever. Sooner or later, he'll end his loneliness." "You're right." Han Yueyao agreed with Nieling Xian. "So you have to work hard, huh? Why should I work hard? What about you?" Han Yueyao looked at Nieling Xuan's gentle face. She suddenly felt this girl was really nice. Why didn't Suyu like her? "Didn't I tell you? I've given up, don't. Let's like him together. Suyu is everyone's." Han Yueyao turned on her funny mode. Nieling Xian giggled. Laughter could be heard in the dressing room from time to time. Standing outside, Gao Yeruo was very displeased. "I don't know what magic this bitch has. She always pretends to be an outspoken retard and makes people think she's not scheming. She's the best scheming bitch. If you have the time to complain about others, why don't you focus on improving yourself?" Nieling Xuan's agent glanced at her coldly. "Cousin, I've been working hard. When you have time, talk to Sister Xian Xian and ask her to put in a good word for President Su. There's so many actresses in Imperial Star, and President Su is very nice to Sister Xian Xian. I heard that Sister Xuan's brother-in-law is very influential." Gao Yeruo started gossiping. "It's not your business. Don't pry. It won't do you any good." Gao Yeruo immediately shut her mouth and didn't dare to say another word. At this moment, on the other side of the world, Huamin was sleeping. She vaguely heard Qin Chu's voice. "Mian, get up and eat crabs. Fresh hairy crabs." "Honey, can I eat it? I'm pregnant." At this time, his stomach was kicked by the little guy. Then, Huamin woke up and saw the white room around him. Only then did she realize that she was still trapped here. She touched her huge belly. "Baby, you're 3 days past your due date. Why aren't you pregnant yet? Are you okay?" The baby in her stomach seemed to understand Huamin's words and magically moved. It was quite big and seemed to be a little kick. It was very naughty. Huamin smiled happily. "Little guy, are you waiting for us to go back? You want to see Daddy before you come out?" Then, the little guy magically responded to her. "Do you really understand me? You want to see Daddy too, right?" Huamin was a little excited. At this time, the door was pushed open and Messiah walked in a gypsy outfit. "Miss Mian, the master wants to see you." Chapter 4272. I'm not going. Huamin hated Linya to the extreme. She was imprisoned here by her own mother and then sent a clone monster to destroy her family. Huamin felt that he would never forgive Linya for this. Miss Mian, I hope you can go. Don't forget, Miss Yin is still in the ice coffin. Huamin was a little angry. He looked up at Messiah coldly. Messiah, are you threatening me? I'm not threatening Miss Mian. I'm telling the truth. Because Master won't show mercy to Miss Yin. You know this better than anyone. Huamin was angry, but he knew that Messiah was right and he couldn't refute her. So, in the end, Huamin followed behind Messiah silently. They slowly walked towards the hall that she disliked very much. Linya was still not wearing her queen's outfit. Strangely, when she wore casual clothes, she gave people the illusion that she was a good mother. Mian, you're here. Linya smiled warmly. Huamin didn't answer. You can all leave. Linya sent all the maids away. Yes, master. Messiah led the other maids away. Only Linya and Huamin were left in the hall. The atmosphere was very cold. Perhaps it was because this place was too big, or perhaps Huamin's heart was empty. Mian, are the dumplings delicious? Do you like the food recently? Do you think I still have an appetite? Huamin looked at her. Mian, what do you want to eat? Tell Mommy. Stop. Stop calling me Mommy. You don't deserve it. Really, Linya, stop acting. I hate hypocrites the most. Dad and Yin are both so straightforward. So if you have any intentions, just say it. Don't beat around the bush. I really don't like to see you. Not at all. Huamin didn't give Linya any face at all. Messiah usually told Huamin not to anger Linya. She said that when the Lord got angry, it was very scary. Even Layla had to be as obedient as a puppy. However, Huamin kept provoking Linya and even scolding her. Linya's attitude was very bad, but perhaps because Huamin was her biological daughter, Linya had never been mad at her and always treated her nicely. I know you don't like Mommy. You have a deep misunderstanding about Mommy, but it's okay. You will slowly understand and understand Mommy. No, I will never be able to understand you. Mian, the word forever is too long. Don't jump to conclusions so easily. By the way, I have good news to announce. Huamin remained silent. Do you want to see your father? You caught him? Huamin furrowed his brows and glared angrily. He used the word grab and was very angry. How could I catch him? I invited him, or rather, he came with me willingly. Mian, do you want a family of 4 to live together, eat together, chat together, and laugh together? A family of 4. Huamin was in a daze for a moment. That was her greatest wish. She had thought that her mother was dead. Therefore, she had always wanted to bring Yin and her father here and live together with them. Their family would be happy. Now, that Linya had come back to life, or rather, Linya was here too. Then, with Lu Yin and her father, was this really a family of 4? It was probably harder to gather than the 7 godly dragons. Huamin couldn't believe it. After the excitement, she gradually calmed down. Linya, what are you up to now? Chapter 4273. Kid, why don't you believe me? I just want to fulfill your wish. Don't you always want the 4 of us to live happily together? But you know it's impossible, Huamin said. For me, Linya, nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. Don't tell me you're thinking of cloning Xiao Yin to Trick Daddy? Huamin knew Linya was good at making clones, so he couldn't tell the difference between the real one and the fake one. She even wondered if the Linya in front of her was a clone. After all, her real body was so noble that she wouldn't show up easily. No, they're no clones. They're real people. Don't worry. But Xiao Yin is still unconscious. I can heal Lu Yan's wounds in 3 minutes. Don't forget that half of her body has the genes of a clone. With a complicated expression, Huamin remained silent and listened to Linya. Mian, with 1 word from you, I can make all your dreams come true. Why are you so kind? Huamin looked at the beautiful woman in front of him suspiciously. Because I'm your mother. Isn't it my duty to fulfill your dreams? Don't mention the word mother again, Linya. You've tarnished the beautiful word mother. Compared to you, I love the mother in Sea City more. Although she's not my biological mother, she raised me, educated me, and taught me a lot of life principles. You on the other hand, have done nothing but give birth to an egg. Now you're back to make trouble. So, Ms. Linya, please call me Huamin from now on. You're not my mother. Huamin was grumpy probably because of her pregnancy. Huamin was very rude to Linya. Every time she mentioned her mother, Huamin felt disgusted. Hearing this, Linya chuckled. You mean that village girl? Yang Meirong? A village girl who was charmed by my 002. Mian, are you blind? How can you call her your mother? I'm really ashamed of you. Linya seemed to despise Yang Meirong and even made fun of her for cloning Jingda. She was deeply in love with Uncle Jing. It's shameful of you to use a dead person to make a fuss. How dare you blame her? Linya, are you really human? I'm not. I'm a god. Linya's smile was creepy. Huamin, on the other hand, was so angry that his heart was about to jump out of his chest. Okay, Mian, we don't have much time. Promise me one thing, and I'll let you see your dad and Lu Yin. What is it? Don't tell your dad and Lu Yin anything about this place. Once you open your mouth, I promise you that the bomb in Lu Yin's body will detonate on the spot. Even if you beg me, I won't clone an identical Lu Yin for you. You know I'm a man of my word. Linya, you are really despicable and shameless. Huamin was so angry that he wanted to tear off her hypocritical mask. Cursing his mother isn't something a child should do. Of course, there's one more thing. What is it? Tell your dad to hand over the red demon. What's the red demon? Huamin looked puzzled since it was the first time he had heard of this strange term. You don't need to know. Just ask him to hand it over. That's strange. Aren't you the woman he loves the most? Why don't you ask for it yourself? Huamin was puzzled and looked at Linya warily, afraid that she was up to something. Chapter 4274. Hearing Huamin's words, Linya's expression changed slightly. You don't have to worry about that. Of course, you can refuse. It's up to you. Seeing that Huamin didn't agree so easily, Linya didn't want to play the tenor card with her anymore. She seemed to have lost her patience. Huamin didn't want to compromise, but she didn't want to miss the chance to meet Lu Yan's father. So, she lowered her head and bit her lips. After a long time, she finally nodded. Okay, I agree. Then you'd better not cry. Be happy and don't give yourself away, or else I know. I'll listen to you. Huamin interrupted her. Good. Then let's go, my good girl. Linya had long seen Huamin's weakness. It was easy to threaten him with Lu Yan's life. Linya led Huamin to the ice room where Lu Yan was. Looking at the sleeping Lu Yan, Huamin had mixed feelings. Linya waved her hand. Someone seemed to control the device and open the ice coffin. Then, Linya connected some wires to Lu Yan at the end of the ice coffin. Then, she activated some devices. 3 minutes later, Lu Yan woke up miraculously. Her body was restored within 3 minutes, and all the injured soft tissues were restored. To put it in the most appropriate way, he had truly revived with full health. Lu Yan felt like she had slept for a long time. When she woke up, it took her a minute to wake up. Then, she opened her eyes completely. Huamin couldn't help but run over with tears in his eyes. But Lu Yan punched Huamin. Fortunately, Linya pushed Huamin aside and dodged Lu Yan's fatal punch. Mian, it's me. Huamin looked at the crazy Lu Yan in disbelief. Impossible. You monster. Do you still want to pretend to be my sister? It seemed that Lu Yan was still immersed in the battle with Layla in the primitive jungle in Yunnan. So, she thought the real Huamin was Layla. Seeing Lu Yan going crazy and rushing up, Linya only made a slight backhand movement, and Lu Yan couldn't resist. She slowly lowered her body to his. Who are you? Let me go. Yan, look who I am. Linya's voice was pleasant to listen to her voice, and matched her appearance to match. Lu Yan looked up, and the moment she saw Linya, her pupils dilated, she opened her mouth wide, and looked at the girl who had once been a blur in her memory. She was in disbelief. The only picture of Linya in the world was in Lu Yan's possession. It was a sketch drawn by Lu Yan. However, no matter how good the painting was, it was not as beautiful and charming as Linya herself. Yin couldn't believe it, standing on the side. Huamian looked at Lu Yan's expression and knew Lu Yan thought of her as her mother. Yin, do you remember me? Linya let go of Lu Yan's hand that was trying to stop her. Lu Yan stood up slowly and straightened her back. She looked at Linya without blinking. Your mom? The word mom was too unfamiliar to Lu Yan because she hadn't called her that for many years. To her, although her mother was brain dead, it was no different from death. After all, her father hadn't found a way to revive her for many years. Therefore, the sudden revival of a dead person was an immeasurable blow to Lu Yan. Chapter 4275. MHM good? You still remember me? Linya smiled sincerely. If Huamin didn't know the truth, Linya wouldn't have believed her. She would have been fooled by Linya. However, Lu Yan didn't know that Linya wasn't her mother. The clone was. Only Huamin knew this, but she couldn't tell him. After all, Linya had threatened her before. She couldn't risk Lu Yan being killed by the explosion. She just looked at her quietly. No, you're not, Mom. Mom's dead. She's dead. She's in Iceland. Yan, it's me. If you don't believe me, you can ask your sister. Linya pointed at Huamin. Lu Yan looked at Huamin. You're really my sister, not that psycho? Lu Yan couldn't accept the sudden turn of events. She even wondered if she was dead and if all of this was just her hallucination. Huamin nodded. Yan, it's real. Sister, you didn't have a miscarriage? Lu Yan found the key point. She looked at Huamin's big belly. I didn't. That monster lied to me. I knew you were fine and the baby was fine. Oh my God, if my brother-in-law knew, he would be so happy. At this moment, Lu Yan realized that the sister in front of her was real. So, she rushed over and hugged Huamin. She greedily smelled Huamin's unique body fragrance. That's right, this was definitely his older sister. That monster had a very strange smell on it, and it didn't smell like his older sister. After knowing that it was her sister, Lu Yan hugged her tightly. Huamin had mixed feelings. He hugged Lu Yan back. He touched her head. Seeing Lu Yan wake up from the crystal coffin made him happier than anything else. Yan, you scare me to death. I'm fine. I'm lucky. Haha, I won't die. The fortune teller said I can live to 100 years old. After the two sisters caught up, Lu Yan turned to look at Linya. Sis, is that really Mom? Lu Yan believed her sister's words. Therefore, Huamin's answer at this moment was very important. Threatened by Linya, Huamin had to lie. Besides, she knew Lu Yan was smart. He didn't dare to show any abnormal emotions. He was afraid that Xiaoyan would find out and be in danger. Therefore, Huamin could only go against his conscience and nod. Yes, Yan, that is indeed Mom. Huamin felt a little disgusted when he blurted out those two words. Linya smiled in satisfaction. Mom, but isn't she in Iceland? How could she? It's a long story. Let's not talk about it. Yan, I just performed surgery on you. Do you feel any discomfort? Linya's tone was filled with concern. She really sounded like a mother concerned about her daughter. Hearing Linya's words, Lu Yan immediately moved her body. She clearly remembered that she had been severely injured by that perverted person who resembled her elder sister. She had been pummeled to the point where she was on the verge of falling apart. That perverted woman wasn't a normal human at all. Her speed and strength were very, very fast. Not many people in the world could beat Lu Yan like that. She was one of them. It showed how explosive her strength was. Hearing Linya's words, Lu Yan jumped on the spot. She moved a lot. However, miraculously, it didn't hurt anymore. I'm really fine now. Oh my God, I really don't hurt at all. How'd you do it? Lu Yan looked at Linya curiously. Chapter 4276. However, Linya smiled calmly. Because I'm the greatest doctor of medicine, Linya. Right. I forgot that Mom is a great doctor. Lu Yan had accepted Linya as her mother and was very happy. Huamin just smiled and didn't say anything. Sis, you and Mom, why are you here? Where's this place? This is our home. Linya interrupted. Our home? Lu Yan was confused. Let's go. I'll take you to see the person you want to see the most. Wait. Lu Yan stood motionless. What's wrong, Yan? Linya smiled patiently. Mom, can I make a call? Lu Yan said. To whom? Linya asked. To Xiao Fei. Oh, your little boyfriend? Linya seemed to know Xiao Fei. Luyan's cheeks flushed slightly. Yes. He'll be worried sick if he can't find me. I'll tell him. Don't worry. Let's eat first. Mom, let me make a call. Just one. I just need to say a few words. It was obvious that Luyan cared about Xiao Fei a lot. At such an important moment, she didn't let the surprise get to her head. She even remembered to call Xiao Fei. If Xiao Fei knew how important he was to Luyan, he'd be overjoyed. Huamin didn't say anything. She knew Linya wouldn't agree. Linya wouldn't let them contact the outside world. It was up to Linya to persuade Luyan. Sure enough, Linya sighed slightly after hearing Luyan's words. Mom, what's wrong? Is there a problem? Yin, to tell you the truth, we're in a dangerous situation. A group of people is looking for you and your sister. I took the risk to take you here because it's dangerous outside. If you contact the outside world, our last stronghold will be exposed, huh? Is that so? Who wants to catch us? Is it that big psycho, Ian? Many people want to catch you. You know what's going on over the years. Linya smiled mysteriously and didn't say much. Luyan was so smart that the more she talked, the more suspicious she would be. His words were vague, but Luyan believed him without a doubt. All right, Mom, I got it. I won't call anymore. Very good, good girl. You two come with me. I want to bring you to eat the most sumptuous dinner. With that, Huamin and Luyan walked behind Linya. Following her, they passed through white corridors and maze-like rooms. Luyan had just woken up and was pleasantly surprised. She even joked with her sister from time to time and naughtily touched Huamin's belly. Huamin's every step was very heavy. She knew that her father was also here. Linya had brought her, Luyan, and their dad here. What was his ultimate goal? What was a red demon? There were so many mysteries that Huamin really wanted to solve them all at once. Finally, Linya stopped in a restaurant. It was decorated in a Nordic style, and the restaurant was filled with ivory ornaments. It looked extremely expensive and luxurious. Luyan was dumbfounded. She had seen so many treasures, but she had never seen so many precious ivory ornaments at once. There were all kinds of decorations carved out of ivory here. Then, on the rectangular table, there was a dazzling array of food and fruits. There were many seafood dishes that Huamin liked, dumplings that Luyan liked, sauce beef, and turbot. It was mostly Chinese food that seemed to be specially prepared for them. Mom, I'm so hungry. Can I eat now? Luyan turned around and asked Linya. Chapter 4277. Linya smiled slightly. Not yet, baby. Why? Luyan was puzzled. Because there's an important person coming. Huh? There's an important person? Luyan didn't react for a moment. At this moment, hearing footsteps, everyone turned their heads. They saw Professor Lu standing at the door in a dark blue striped suit. With his white hair and silver-rimmed glasses, he looked like an elegant scholar. Damn it, Dad! Luyan was stunned. Huamin was also very touched. Her voice was lower than Luyan's, but Professor Lu still heard her. Dad, she said. Yan Mian. Yaya, you're all here. It's so good. This is a scene I've imagined countless times in my life. At this moment, Professor Lu burst into tears. His eyes couldn't stop tearing up. He lowered his head and took off his glasses. Luyan ran over. She pinched her father's face with both hands. Wow, you're indeed my father. It's really like this. The flesh is loose and hasn't changed after all these years. Stupid girl, let go. It hurts. Ha! Dad, I love you. It's so good to see you. Luyan hadn't seen her father for a long time, so she was very excited to see him here. She even wanted to jump up and down. Come on, Professor Lu looked at his eldest daughter. Dad. Huamin couldn't help but walk over and give his father a big hug. Mom, do you have a cell phone? This moment should be recorded. It's a classic reunion of the century. I never dared to think that such a day would really come. Am I dreaming? Luyan kept pinching herself and didn't let go until she felt the pain. She looked like a fool. She wasn't the demoness Luyan they usually saw. We don't have a cell phone because we have to block the signal. But we have a camera. Then Linya turned around and shouted, Messiah, Master, come in with a camera. Yes, Messiah walked in respectfully with a black SLR camera in her hand. Take pictures for us, Linya ordered domineeringly. Yes. Then, Linya slowly walked over to Professor Liu. She rested her head on Professor Liu's shoulder like a little bird. It was obvious that they were a loving couple. Unbeknownst to them, Liu Yin held Lin Ya's hand intimately. Huamin chose to stand on his father's side. The couple, their 2 daughters, and the baby in Huamin's belly. Just like that, a family portrait of the century was produced. This DSLR has the function of a Polaroid. After taking a picture, it will immediately become clear, and the picture quality is very good. Messiah, make 3 of them, Linya ordered. Mom, you're wrong. There are 4 of us. Liu Yin smiled. I don't need it. You 3 can have it. Why don't you want it? Liu Yin was confused. Because all of you are enough in my heart. Linya's hypocrisy made people speechless. Huamin didn't want to expose himself and put Liu Yin in danger. So he lowered his head and didn't look at Linya's face to prevent himself from exposing her lie. Mom, I love you. You're so nice. Liu Yin was very touched and gave Linya a big hug. However, she felt something very strange. Linya's body was very cold, Mom. Your hand is frighteningly cold. Liu Yin looked down at Linya curiously. Chapter 4278. Yin, your mom has always had hypothermia. It got worse after she gave birth to you. Professor Liu walked over and held Linya's hands to warm her up. Wow, Dad, you're so romantic. You're no longer the block of wood in the lab. Liu Yin teased him. Let's eat. Huamian couldn't bear to see such a scene, so she took the initiative to find a seat. Sis, I'll sit next to you. Liu Yin put her arms around Huamin's neck intimately. Okay. Huamin looked at Liu Yin lovingly. It was a love that couldn't be hidden. She didn't care if Liu Yin was a clone or who gave birth to her. Anyway, Liu Yin was Huamin's biological sister. Old Liu, let's sit down. Linya subtly pulled her hand back from Professor Liu's hand. Then, the 4 of them sat down. Messiah put the photos on each of their desks. Liu Yin held the photos and couldn't put them down. She commented, Mom is very photogenic and beautiful. Dad finally looks like a university professor. Sis, you're very pretty, but your belly is too big. Bad reviews. Haha, I'm most beautiful girl in the world. Huamin tilted his head and looked at Liu Yin with a complicated expression. She had never seen Yin so happy before. She was like a child, so happy that she didn't know what to do. Her words and actions were childish, and she had lost her ability to think and judge. Maybe it was because they were the closest people to Liu Yin that she didn't have her guard up. Professor Liu held the photos with love in his eyes. Yaya, you're still so young. I'm old. Who said so? You're not old. In my heart, you'll always be the same as when I first saw you in Bali. Linya was good at saying beautiful and sweet words. Professor Liu smiled gently and didn't say anything. Sis, you're acting strange today. Why aren't you talking? Are you not feeling well? Liu Yin finally noticed that her sister was acting strange today. Huamin hurriedly explained, My bag is already 3 days past the due date, but there's still no news. I'm very worried. I thought it was something serious. This is so simple. Mom, Dad, you're the best doctors in the world. Quick, take a look at sister. Pregnant women naturally have to wait until the melon is ripe to give birth. It's very normal. It's also very normal that it doesn't work. Some children even take more than 10 days. Linya smiled. Xiaoyu is right. You two are like husband and wife. Liu Yin chuckled. Huamin just smiled and didn't say anything. Mom, I'm starving. Can we eat now? Sure. Hold on. Huamin was afraid that Linya would do something to the food, so he stopped Liu Yin from eating. What's wrong? Sis, why are you so flustered today? I'm just afraid that someone might harm us. Let's check it out first. I'm good at this. Let me do it. Liu Yin took off a string of silver jewelry from her wrist. Then she tried on the food one by one, but it didn't work. It's fine. My baby is very effective, Liu Yin said. Mian, you're too nervous. How can it be so easy for someone to tamper with the food on my turf? Hurry up and eat. Everyone must be starving. Linya glanced at Huamin and smiled mysteriously. Then they all picked up their chopsticks and started eating. Mom, do you know that my sister has already given birth to 2 cute twins? You're already a grandmother. You're the most beautiful grandmother in the world. Lu Yin praised her from the bottom of her heart. She really liked her mother, because the motherly love that she had been missing was everything that she had longed for in the depths of her soul. Chapter 4279. Huamin's heart ached when he heard that. She lowered her head even more. Yeah, I heard. If I have a chance, I must meet Mion's 2 cute babies. Linya smiled. Pudding and Little Bean are very cute. Mion is lucky to have such good children. It was Professor Lu who said this. It was obvious that he loved his daughter and granddaughters very much. Come on, let's eat first. Our Yen is hungry. Linya smiled and picked up a crab for Lu Yen. Then she picked up one for Huamin. Thank you, Mom. Lu Yen smiled like a flower. Thank you. Huamin only said 2 words and didn't say the word Mom. Old Lu, come on, eat more. Linya picked up another crab for Professor Lu. Touched, Professor Lu looked at Linya. How many years have I been waiting for this day? I've been waiting for so long. Tears glistened in the professor's eyes. Dad, at this moment, I feel very happy. Ha! I feel like I'm flying. Lu Yin said. Mion, what about you? The professor looked at Huamin. Dad, I'm also very happy. Huamin looked at his father and said sincerely. Regardless of what would happen in the future, Huamian truly felt blessed to be able to see her father and Yin in this complicated situation. However, Huamin knew that this happiness was short-lived and illusory. It was because Linya had an ulterior motive for organizing this dinner party. It wasn't to find happiness as a family, but Huamin had been wondering if his father had noticed something was wrong after living with Linya for so long. However, during the meal, the professor didn't seem to notice anything wrong. He looked at Linya with love in his eyes. Lu Yin had just woken up and was full of energy. She was in a state of excitement. Therefore, not only was she full, but she also kept talking to her mother and father. After dinner, while Lu Yin was talking to the professor, Huamian took the opportunity to talk to Lu Yin. In the corner, Linya lowered her head and said to Huamin, "You can talk to your father and ask about the red demon." All right. Huamin's heart was heavy. Cheer up. Don't give yourself away. You know Lu Yan's life is still in my hands. Linya's words might have completely provoked Huamin. She raised her head and glared at her. She lowered her voice and said, "Even if Xiaoyan isn't your biological daughter, what about Daddy? He's your husband after all. He's lived with you for a few years. Don't you have any feelings for him?" Linya didn't say anything, but the look in her eyes was complicated. I don't know what red demon is, but I know that in this world, nothing can compare to family. Linya, you don't deserve Daddy's love. Not at all. With that, Huamin turned around coldly. Then he walked over. Hey sis, you came at the right time. Daddy was discussing with me what gift we should give when the baby in your belly comes out. I don't want the gift. I'm happy as long as you guys are fine. Huamin smiled, but it was a forced smile. Dad, can you come with me? I have something to tell you. Sis, what's the matter? Why are you hiding it from me? I'm not hiding it from you. It's just that I can't say it in front of so many people. Anyway, you won't be interested in some medical secrets. Stop fooling around. Go and eat some fruit. Huamin patted Lu Yan's head lovingly. Then, Lu Yan obediently ran over to eat the fruit. In this world, the only person who could make Lu Yan so obedient was Huamin. Chapter 4280. The professor followed Huamin to the side. What's wrong, Mion? Dad, do you believe me? What are you asking? You child. Dad, just tell me. Do you believe me or not? Of course I believe you, Mion. Although you didn't grow up by my side all these years and didn't spend as much time with me and Yin, you're both my daughters. You're all the same. My love for you will never decrease. You don't have to doubt it. I'm not doubting you, Dad. I just want to confirm something with you. What? Huamin was silent for a long time before speaking in a low voice. Dad, do you know where the red demon is? Hearing the words red demon, the professor's expression changed. It was a huge contrast from before. Mion, who told you that? It's what Qin Chu and I have always wanted. Huamin could only lie. After all, he couldn't expose Linya. Then tell me, how did you and Chu know about the red demon? Dad, don't ask about this yet. If you believe me, please tell me where the red demon is. Mion, what do you want the red demon for? The professor asked seriously. I have a use for it. Did someone threaten you? No. Mion, why aren't you telling me the truth? The professor was a little angry. Huamin's eyes were obviously evasive. He was hiding something, but when he asked her, she refused to tell him. In this world, there were very few people who knew the words red demon. Lu Yin knew, but she had never mentioned it. However, Mion took the initiative to mention it. What was this? Dad, don't ask. If you believe me, please tell me. Mion, I believe you, but I can't tell you about the red demon. I don't want to drag you and Yin into this. Really, I don't want to. Dad, go do your work. I see that you've been busy all night. You must be tired. The professor did not give Huamin a chance to speak. He directly told Huamin that he was tired and shut him up. Huamin knew that since Linya wanted it so much, but his father refused to tell him, it must be something very mysterious and important. Huamin walked back dejectedly, looking exhausted. Messiah, take Mion home first. She's pregnant and must be tired. Yes, my lord. It seemed that Linya felt that Huamin didn't succeed and didn't want to waste any more time. Mom, where are you sending sister back to? I want to sleep with sister too. Lu Yin was still immersed in the happiness of the family of four. Your sister is pregnant and gets tired easily. Let her rest first. You and your father stay. We'll eat some fruits, drink some flower tea, and chat. Ah, good. I love tea the most. Lu Yin thought Linya's suggestion was good. Huamin looked at Lu Yin and his father with a complicated expression before he was taken away by Messiah. After walking out, Huamin finally stopped pretending. His face was gloomy. Miss Mion, Messiah looked like she had something to say. Messiah, tell your master that I really asked, but my dad obviously didn't want to tell me. Even if I asked, he wouldn't tell me. There's nothing I can do. Okay, I'll tell my lord. Messiah, do you know what the red demon is? Huamin wanted to reveal some information about this mysterious thing. As Linya's confidant, Messiah might know. Chapter 4281. I'm sorry, Miss Mion. I don't know. Okay. Huamin was a little disappointed. Messiah obviously wouldn't tell him, even if she knew. In this way, Huamin was even more curious about the red demon. In Sea City, it was a quiet night. After Qin Chu was busy in the study for a while, his phone suddenly rang. It was a video call from Qin Ning's phone. After picking it up, he immediately heard Little Bean's childish voice. Daddy, good evening. Good evening. Comrade Old Qin, are you working overtime in the study again? Looking at the decorations in the study, Little Bean immediately recognized him. Yeah, I'm working hard to save money for you and your sister's dowry. Qin Chu actually knew how to joke. What? Dowry? Please. I don't want it. Comrade Old Qin, you're too rich. If I work hard to save it, my sister and I won't be able to get married. The boy who marries us in the future will be under great pressure. Wouldn't he be so outstanding that people will say that he relied on his wife's family to get to where he is? Why don't you just say that you're worried about Bui Yuan's reputation? Qin Chu smiled. Comrade Old Qin, you're being naughty again. Little Bean teased her daddy for a while. Then, she reluctantly gave the phone to her sister. As soon as Little Bean came over, the atmosphere changed. Daddy, have you had dinner? Yes. Don't stay up all night. It's not good for your health. Okay, I'll listen to you. Is the company still busy recently? After Annie left, you're even more short-handed, right? It's good. Your grandma is a little better, and your uncle is back to help me. Qin Chu mentioned Jixin. What about my shares? I've been managing them. The total assets haven't changed much. I make about 1,000,000 yuan a day. Good job, Daddy. I love you. Little Bean confessed shyly. How are you? Where are you? We're in Los Angeles. We went to see second grandpa first. He was so happy and bought us a lot of things, food, toys, and a lot of money. Yes, our family is rich. Chin Chu smiled. My sister and I are very happy. Annie and Uncle Tang have taken good care of us. Hey, Pudding, shouldn't you call me Uncle now? Tang Chuan said unhappily. I won't call you that unless you pay me to change my name. Io, she's so young, and yet she's learned how to extort people. Brother-in-law, take care of your daughter, Tang Chuan complained. At this time, Qi Ning grabbed the phone. Brother, why do I feel like you've lost weight these few days? Is there? When Qin Chu heard Qi Ning's words, he unconsciously touched his handsome face. Yeah, did you eat too little? You should eat more. You'll look more handsome when you're fatter. Yes, I will definitely eat more. Seeing his daughters having so much fun, Qin Chu finally felt a sense of comfort. Daddy, did Grandpa and Grandma say anything? Did they miss us? Little Bean shouted from behind. No, that's impossible. Old Qin don't lie. If you lie, you'll be eaten by the big bad wolf, Little Bean said. They really didn't say they missed you. That's impossible. Let's not talk about my sister for now. I'm so cute and have such a high status in the family. Grandpa and Grandma will definitely miss me when I go out. Your grandparents are on the plane. You'll see them in less than 24 hours. Damn, they came to Los Angeles too? Yeah. Amazing. That's awesome. Ha ha ha. What a surprise. Little Bean jumped with joy when she heard that her grandparents were coming. Daddy, where's Mommy? Tell her to come and talk to her. Little Bean wasn't sure about the situation, so she asked to see Huamin. Chapter 4282. Just as they were talking, the door to the study was pushed open. Huamin walked in wearing a translucent silk nightgown with her long hair. She held a cup of coffee in her hand and walked in flirtatiously. But is Mommy here? Hearing the sound, Little Bean came over. Daddy has something to do. Talk to you later. Qin Shu said hurriedly and hung up the phone without hesitation. Honey, who are you video chatting with? Qin Shu didn't say anything and looked at her with an unfriendly gaze. Is it the babies? Speaking of which, you didn't discuss it with me when they suddenly went on a trip. Even if you're not happy about our trip to Japan, you don't have to take it out on the kids. You're thinking too much. I won't take it out on my own daughters, Qin Shu replied coldly. Come on, have some coffee. It's your favorite. Huamin placed the coffee on Qin Shu's desk. She remembered this when she shared her memories with Huamin. In the past, when Qin Shu was working overtime in the study, Huamin would make him a cup of coffee to refresh him. But Qin Shu wasn't so easy to fool. She didn't expect this. I don't drink coffee anymore. You don't have to make it for me anymore. What's wrong? You seem to have a problem with me recently. With that, Huamin walked over with a smile and reached out to wrap her arms around Qin Shu's neck. However, she was directly pushed away by him, very mercilessly. Honey, what are you doing? I don't even have the right to touch you now. Huamin smiled calmly. Qin Shu looked up, glanced at her, and said word by word. Then when you went to see Su Yu in private, did you think of me as your husband? You wore Su Yu's down jacket on the road, ate with Su Yu in a restaurant, complained to Su Yu about your unhappy marriage, and even planned a divorce. Did you think of me as your husband? Did Su Yu tell you this? Do I need to? Then you followed me? Do you think I have that much free time? Qin Shu, tell me, how do you know all this? She asked. Why don't you answer me first? Is it true? Did you do it? Huamin, what? You can't speak now. Weren't you just now? Qin Shu, if you think we're no longer in love, you can divorce me. I don't want your assets. Don't worry. Don't even think about it. I won't divorce you even if you beat me to death. Of course, Qin Shu wouldn't divorce her. He wouldn't let this psycho woman ruin his and Huamin's hard-won happy life. Then do you want to torture me to death? You won't divorce me, but you're ignoring me. Don't forget that I'm a normal woman. I have needs too. Is this something a woman like you should say? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with women? What era is it now? Qin Shu, are you a man with terminal chauvinism? Huamin's voice was a little too loud and alerted the servants in the house. Uncle Li, who had never interfered with their lives, couldn't help but go upstairs. Sir, madam, what's wrong? Huamin didn't say anything. Qin Chu glanced at Uncle Li. It's nothing, Uncle Li. You guys go and rest. Sir, madam, you can talk things over. Couples fight at the head of the bed and make up at the end. There's no obstacle that can't be overcome, and there's no overnight grudge. After all, Uncle Lee was an elder. As the butler, he didn't want to see the master and mistress of the house fight. Chapter 4283. Haha, I can't be bothered to argue with you. With that, Huamin turned around and left. Where are you going? I'm going out for supper. Huamin smiled mysteriously and went back to her bedroom to change her clothes. Then, she picked up her Hermes bag, which was worth hundreds of thousands, and drove away in her family's Ferrari. Looking at her back, Qin Chu felt a little regretful. Why did he provoke her just now? What good did it do him? She said she was going out for supper. Could it be? Thinking of this, Qin Chu was a little anxious. He immediately called Gao Ran. What's the situation? Chu, where are you? The city bureau. Send more people to patrol tonight. No, you can't do this. Old Gao, go find Huamin and follow her car. Wherever she goes, have your people follow. Also, don't let her know that you're following her deliberately. What's wrong? Did you two have a fight? I'm not sure yet. Anyway, keep an eye on Huamin. She just drove out in a red Ferrari. The license plate is NE 8699. Okay. After hanging up, Gao Ran was still talking to himself. When did we police become tools to protect his wife? But with their close relationship, he still had to help. Gao Ran instructed a young policeman beside him. Little son, go and check where the license plate is NE 8699. Okay, Chief Gao. After a while, the young policeman quickly came back and replied, I found it, Chief Gao. It's at Night Bar. Night Bar? What's Huamin doing in such a trashy place? Isn't that a gay bar? Gao Ran was slightly surprised. What are your orders, Chief Gao? Tell little Wang and the others to get ready and come with me. Okay. Then, Gao Ran led 7 or 8 police officers to the night bar in a mighty manner. It was common for the police to investigate bars. After all, they often received reports from the public. Some bars dealt in drug pins, some dealt in pornography, some fought, and some even committed murder and arson. Therefore, when they entered, the boss immediately rushed up to them. He kept stuffing money into Gao Ran's hands. You don't have to be afraid. It's just a routine check. Yes. Thank you for coming, Chief Gao. Please take a seat. You guys look around. Gao Ran commanded his subordinates. Then, he ignored the bar owner and headed straight for Huamin, who was sitting in a booth on the second floor. Huamin sat there alone and ordered a very expensive wine. She seemed to still be paying attention to tonight's prey. However, Gao Ran patted her shoulder so hard that she almost turned around and slapped him. In the Doomsday Death God, no man dared to be so rude to her. But when he turned around and saw that it was Gao Ran, he couldn't get angry, because this was Huamin's friend. Mian, are you drinking alone? Gao Ran asked. Old Gao, why are you here? She clearly hated Gao Ran, but she still pretended to be familiar with him. Yes, I receive a report that there's an illegal transaction here, so I came to take a look. But why are you drinking here? This is a famous gay bar. I was just curious and wanted to take a look. Huamin continued to smile. Lingling said that you never come to gay bars like this before. Why are you so interested today? My child isn't home, and my husband is lonely. I'm so depressed. I have nowhere to go. Huamin began to pretend to be pitiful. Chapter 4284. Did you two fight? Yeah, no way. I thought you two would never fight in your life. How is that possible? Huamin deliberately smiled. She thought that Gao Ran would leave with his men after the inspection. Gao Ran, on the other hand, kept chatting with Huamian about trivial matters. He even forced her to try to recall some scenes from high school. Layla was almost on the verge of a breakdown. An hour passed, Gao Ran. Huamin, why did you choose Qin Chu when you were in school? Didn't you have a second choice? 2 hours passed, Gao Ran. Mian, do you think Wei Yun and the others can still be together when they grow up? 3 hours passed, Gao Ran. Mian, what do you think I should give Lingling on Valentine's Day? Finally, Huamin couldn't take it anymore. Gao ran. Don't you need to get off work? I told my colleagues to go back first. It's rare to see you here, so I wanted to catch up with you. I'm a little sleepy. I'll go back first. We'll continue another day. Okay, I'll drive you. Don't. I drove here myself. I can do it. I'll drive you. Public security has been chaotic recently. Let me tell you, don't you know that there have been rumors about vampires? Haha, vampires? At the mention of vampires, Huamin laughed. These terrifying and ignorant humans. Yeah, several people have died. The first hospital has been in trouble several times. Now people are panicking and scolding us police officers for being useless. But we really did our best, okay? Gao Ran looked helpless. Yeah, I believe you'll catch the murderer. Huamian had a mocking smile on her face when she said this. However, Gao Ran didn't care. After all, he had never doubted such a good friend. Anyway, it's not safe at night. I'm afraid that psychopathic murderer will target you. I'll drive you back. That works too. Seeing that Gao Ran was going to take the initiative to send her, Layla suddenly had an idea. Wouldn't it be more fun to kill Gao Ran on the way? Would these people be sad? However, she had just thought of this. She then heard Gao Ran say, I just sent you a WeChat message saying that we'll be home soon. He'll be waiting for us at home for tea. I must play a game of chess with him before we leave. Haha. Sure. Hearing this, Huamin gave up on the idea. After all, if something happened, he wouldn't be able to explain himself. She had a belly full of anger and was then sent back by Gao Ran. Gao Ran's interest was greatly piqued as he played a few rounds of chess with Qin Chu. The two of them also had some supper and drank some beer. Then, Qin Chu personally drove Gao Ran back. However, when he was driving back, he heard that there was a murder near the Southern Development Zone. It was very close to South Hill Manor. It seemed that after watching that psychopathic woman for the whole night, she still took advantage of him to send Gao Ran back. She had gone out to do evil, and her methods were still very cruel. It was a homeless man who was killed, and his heart was still missing. Then his chest felt as if it had been torn apart by a beast, and all the blood in his body dried up. The death was extremely tragic. Gao Ran had drunk and was about to go home to rest, but not long after he got home, the city bureau called. He went out to investigate the case overnight. When Qin Chu returned home, Huamin was wearing a nightgown and sitting in the living room on the first floor, watching TV. Qin Chu glanced at the TV. It was a very popular American drama called The Vampire Diaries. Chapter 4285. Honey, you're back. Huamin looked at Qin Chu with a smile. However, this smile made Qin Chu extremely annoyed. Did you go out? Qin Chu didn't answer her question. No, the car didn't even move. If you don't believe me, you can check the surveillance records. I didn't go out after Gao Ran drove me home. Oh, really? What's wrong? Did something happen? She pretended not to know. Someone died again. Huh? Really? That's scary. She pretended to be shocked and scared and covered her mouth. Her expression was very pretentious. At least in Qin Chu's eyes, everything she did was pretentious. You're scared? You're a doctor. Are you scared of dead people? Qin Chu exposed her mercilessly. Honey, even if I'm a doctor, I'm still a little girl. How can I not be scared? Gao Ran said that the murderer has been very rampant recently. He's been committing crimes frequently, and many people have died. A lot of people are saying that he's a vampire or something. A vampire? Of course not. But he's a psychopath. What do you think? Qin Chu looked into Huamin's eyes and questioned her word by word. Yeah, he must be a psychopath to kill someone so cruelly. She actually agreed shamelessly. People like him will definitely get retribution, right? Qin Chu asked her meaningfully. I don't think so. I heard that good people don't live long, while bad people don't live long. Huamin smiled. Gao Ran can't do anything to that psychopath, but I can. Qin Chu seemed to have a provocative look in his eyes. Honey, you're not going to help solve the case, are you? I'm not interested in solving the case, but if I catch that psychopath, I won't be soft-hearted. Such a cruel scumbag doesn't deserve to be called a human. I'm willing to enforce justice on behalf of God. Hubby, When did you become so righteous? Huamin seemed to be making fun of Qin Shu, just like how many cruel and unscrupulous people would scold other people for doing good deeds, carrying out a moral abduction and then scolding nonstop. What about you? When did Dr. He become so unsympathetic? Qin Shu asked. I'm not. I sympathize with the people who died, but there's nothing I can do. Who asked them to be so unlucky? I'm scared too. It's not a good thing for something like this to happen to anyone, but it's not our personal experience after all. What do you think? Very good, Dr. Hua. Go to bed early. If possible, I really don't want you to go out at night. Qin Shu knew that she must be the culprit. However, he did not expect her to move so quickly. It took him less than 40 minutes to drive Gao Rand to the hospital, including the drive back. However, this woman took advantage of the gap in the video surveillance. She didn't drive her car from the garage or call a taxi. She came and went as she pleased without anyone noticing. Qin Shu was surprised by her ferocious murder. Although he always knew that she had some inhuman abilities, but he had never seen it with his own eyes, so he couldn't imagine it. In the study, Qin Shu watched the surveillance video over and over again. He couldn't find any loopholes. This reminded him of how Jingda avoided all the surveillance cameras and appeared in front of Jixin in a strange way. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that they were on the same page. Perhaps this woman was much more powerful and difficult to deal with than Jingda. Therefore, after sending the twins away, Qin Shu sent his parents away. He wanted to have a decisive battle with this monster, and there was no way out. Chapter 4286. Ever since he found out that this was an imposter, Qin Shu hadn't slept much. The illness he had in the United States had miraculously returned. The torment, pain, and paranoia of losing Huamian almost broke his heart, but he held on with all his might. After watching the video, he couldn't sleep. Every night, he would miss Huamin. There were more than 5,000 photos on his phone, all of them of her and the children. He looked at them over and over again. At 1:30 a.m., Qin Shu got up and drove away from Southhill Manor. At the first hospital, perhaps because of the continuous deaths, there were fewer people at the first hospital. Qin Shu went straight to Bella's ward. His mother-in-law had been discharged and returned home. Qin Shu found a reliable nanny and bodyguard to protect her. Jixin loved his wife very much. Every day after work, he would come to the hospital to take care of Bella. Bella had been in a coma for a long time. If it weren't for Qin Shu's surgery, Bella would have been a pile of ashes. Brother-in-law, why are you here? Seeing Qin Shu, Jixin stood up. You're still awake? Qin Shu thought that Jixin would be asleep at this time. No, I can't sleep. Every night, I hope that my wife will wake up. Looking at Bella on the hospital bed, Jixin was very sad. Qin Shu patted his shoulder. Don't worry, Bella will wake up. She loves you so much and this family so much, and Mitchum I know. I will wait for her, for sure. By the way, brother-in-law, why are you here so late? Did something happen? Jixin looked at Qin Shu nervously. No, don't be nervous. I just couldn't sleep, so I came out for a walk. Where's Sis? Jixin asked. She is asleep. Qin Shu lied. It was a white lie. Pudding and Little Bean have arrived in the States, right? Yes, they are. I saw them post on WeChat and said that they would bring me a gift. Speaking of his nieces, Jixin doted on them. Jixin, I have something to ask you. Brother-in-law, go ahead. Jixin was wearing a white shirt, which was his work attire. He was actually a little old-fashioned and wasn't very humorous. Especially after he started working at GK, he had matured a lot. Therefore, when he spoke to Qin Shu, he was very serious. It was just like how they usually behaved in the company, just like how a subordinate interacted with a superior. You don't have to be so nervous. This isn't the company, and I want to ask about our family's private matters. Qin Shu patted Jixin's shoulder again to calm him down. Jixin smiled. The two men sat on the sofa and looked at each other. Qin Shu quietly turned on the anti-eavesdropping mobile device in the pocket of his coat. It was very secretive. Brother-in-law, go ahead and ask. I will definitely tell you everything I know. Have you noticed that Jingda... Oh, no. Uncle Jing is afraid of anything since he came back. Qin Shu asked. Afraid of what? Jixin was confused. You can say that he hates it, or is he resistant to it? Think about it carefully. Have you noticed it since Uncle Jing came back? Oh, now that you mention it, I do have one. Dad is much more timid now that he's back. Hearing Qin Shu's words, Jixin suddenly remembered. What is he afraid of? Qin Shu seemed to have caught the key point and asked. Dogs. Dad hates dogs this time. He doesn't like puppies either. Once, the neighbor's Tibetan Mastiff ran out and scared him. Come on, anyone would be scared of a dog like a Tibetan Mastiff, right? Qin Shu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. This brother-in-law of his was so silly and cute. Chapter 4287. Jixin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Brother-in-law, I didn't mean that, Qin Shu. It's because Dad hates Tibetan Mastiffs. They're dogs anyway. All right, and cats too. He doesn't like any small animals. When those small animals see Dad, they seem to have a strong reaction. Bella told me about it, but I didn't pay much attention to it. What's wrong? Do you have news about Dad? Jixin was overjoyed because he knew that his brother-in-law had always been resourceful. Not yet. I was just asking. Oh. Jixin's eyes instantly turned disappointed. You've been working hard recently. You have to work in the company during the day and take care of Bella at night. It's not hard. As a man, I should support the family at critical moments. How's Mom recently? Is she doing well after she was discharged? She's doing well. She misses my sister and the children very much. Later, she heard that the children went on a trip and my sister wasn't in good health, so she stopped nagging. My mom's mental state isn't very good. She would wake up in the middle of the night and look at my dad's photo. She even secretly printed a lot of flyers and advertisements. I told her that this method doesn't work, but she wouldn't listen. She even organized the neighbors to help find my dad. It seems like Uncle Jing's disappearance was a big blow to Mom. Yes, it's precious to find something we lost. And then, Mom has a hard life. Jixin sighed slightly. If I have news about Uncle Jing, I'll let you know. Okay, brother-in-law. Thank you for your hard work. It's nothing. It's my job. After learning this, Qin Shu drove away. On the other side, Suyu didn't dare to go to the nightclub anymore. After all, Han Yueyao was too strong. After work, Suyu went back to the mansion to read, watch TV, eat, and play games. Recently, there was a very popular game that had flooded his WeChat moments. It was called Traveling Frog. Many people were playing it, and was deeply addicted to it. Suyu was puzzled. Then, he scrolled through his WeChat moments and found that Han Yueyao was playing it too. She was also posting on her WeChat moments that her son was traveling and wouldn't come home. Suyu was so angry that he didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Then, he sent a WeChat message to Han Yueyao. Suyu, Han Yueyao, I'm not trying to scare you, but if you don't sleep at night and delay your work during the day, I'll deduct your pay. Han Yueyao replied instantly. Han Yueyao, deduct it all you want. I have a big business now and don't need that money. Suyu, fuck, you sound like a nouveau riche. Please keep me. Han Yueyao, I can't afford it. But if President Su has good skills, I can borrow money from loan sharks. Suyu, Han Yueyao, haha, are you scared? Suyu, how dare you say something like that? Besides, Han Yueyao, when did you become so dirty? Han Yueyao, I'm sorry, but when have I ever been pure? Suyu, you win, Han Yueyao. Haha. Suyu, no, I'm poor. Han Yueyao, how dare you say you're poor? Suyu, how dare you call your boss shameless? Do you still want to stay at Imperial Star? Han Yueyao, you're a big boss. Don't you feel embarrassed threatening your employees? Suyu, you're a big star. Don't you feel ashamed blackmailing your boss? Then, Han Yueyao sent him a red packet. Suyu was dumbfounded. Suyu, what's going on? Chapter 4288. Han Yueyao. Take it. After all, President Su didn't go to the nightclub tonight. He did a good job and improved. Suyu. Tisk. Han Yueyao. TSK what? If you don't want it, I'll take it back. Suyu, don't lie to me. The red packet isn't a bank transfer. I can't return it. Ha, I'll take it. As soon as he finished speaking, Suyu opened the red packet and his heart exploded. Suyu, fuck, it's only 1 cent. You wasted my data. Give me back my data. Han Yao. Ha, don't lie to me. You're at home, and the Wi-Fi is automatically connected. How could you waste data? Suyu, you actually gave me 1 cent? Aren't you embarrassed? Han Yao. If you have the nerve to open the red packet, of course I have the nerve to give it to you. Suyu, why do I have an employee like you? Oh God, oh God. Han Yao, you're lucky to have an employee like me. Humph, Suyu, then I'm not very lucky. Han Yao, I got it from the lucky draw. Humph, Suyu, then this prize is a commemorative prize, right? It's equivalent to the toothpaste and soap given by the company at the annual party. Han Yao, haha, you're slandering me. Han Yao lay on the bed and chatted with Suyu. She suddenly felt very happy. Actually, she was really different from the other women who liked Suyu. Those women all wanted something from Suyu. Some wanted money, some wanted connections, and some wanted Lady Su's position. Some wanted physical contact with Suyu. As for her, as long as she could interact with Suyu and see him once a day, she would feel very happy. Why did she have to force him to confess to her and get rejected? Why did she have to keep confessing to him? Wasn't it troubling for him? The more she liked Suyu, the more she understood his feelings for Huamin. In this world, there is always a kind of love that was pure, untainted, and unaffected by any conditions. It would be an exaggeration to say that he had no desires. But he really didn't have any ulterior motives. He really liked her silently. As long as she was happy, it was fine. Was this considered a Buddhist relationship? All right, I won't talk nonsense with you anymore. Time to sleep. Suyu said, well, I'm going to see if my frog son is back. You don't even have a boyfriend at such a young age, yet you keep calling him your son. Aren't you ashamed? What? If you feel sorry for me, you can marry me. I'm not picky, Han Yao said in a voice message. In your dreams. I'm so pure. I don't want to be with a dirty girl like you. So he was also joking. Then, the funny conversation between the two ended just like that. In a good mood, she posted on her WeChat moments. She wrote, confessing is something that only children like to do. Adults should just seduce directly. There were many comments below, most of which were from the company. There were agents, colleagues, TV station staff, hosts, partners, and models. In short, Han Yao had completely made a name for herself in the entertainment industry. She was no longer the little girl who had just come to see City to run errands. She had her own circle, contacts, friends, and a career that was slowly rising. She was about to put down her phone and go to sleep when a WeChat message interrupted her thoughts. She opened it and saw that it was from Su Xiao. Su Xiao. Yao, are you asleep? Han Yao. Not yet. What's wrong, Xiao? Su Xiao. Emergency. Han Yao. Do you want to borrow money? How much do you need? Su Xiao. I'm not borrowing money, Yao. I need you to do something urgent for me. Chapter 4289. Han Yao. Huh? What's so urgent? Hearing Su Xiao's urgent words, Han Yao was worried sick. Su Xiao. Yao. Lin's friend called me and said that he's hospitalized. He didn't tell me what his illness is and only said that he needs money for surgery. It seems serious. You know how Lin is. He'd rather die than tell me. So, his friend called me behind his back. But I'm in the military now, and my dad doesn't give me money anymore. I'm eating and using military supplies, so I can't take out too much at once. So Han Yao, I know. Xiao, just tell me how much you need. Su Xiao. I heard from his friend that he needs at least 200,000 yuan, right? Han Yao was surprised. 200,000 yuan? What kind of illness is that? It's really scary. Su Xiao. Yao, please. I'm in the Northwest, and I'm really worried. Just take the money from Lin. I'll pay you back. Han Yao. Xiao, what are you talking about? With our relationship, you don't have to say this. I'll help you. Give me the phone number of Lin's friend. I'll contact his friend and go to them personally to see how much they need. I'll do my best. Su Xiao seemed to be crying. Her voice choked. She sent a WeChat message with a trembling voice. Su Xiao Xiao. Yao, thank you. Han Yue Yao. Don't thank me. Treat me to a big meal when you come back from your vacation. Su Xiao Xiao smiled and replied, it's a deal. 11:30 p.m. Han Yue Yao received the phone number of Lin Hang's friend from Su Xiao Xiao. She called him and learned that he was hospitalized at the first hospital. So, she took a taxi and rushed there with her bank card. When Han Yue Yao arrived, Lin Hang's friend was waiting at the door. Han Yue Yao knew this guy. She had seen him a few times at dinner. He was Lin Hang's good friend. Seeing Han Yue Yao, the guy seemed relieved. I'm surprised that you could come, Miss Han. His words seemed to have a deeper meaning. Han Yue Yao knew that she hadn't contacted Lin Hang and the others since she became famous. In fact, it wasn't because she looked down on her friends, because she couldn't accept Lin Hang's feelings for her. After rejecting him, their relationship became strange. Besides, Han Yue Yao was close to them because of Su Xiao Xiao. Because Su Xiao Xiao had been with this group of people for a long time. Now that Su Xiao Xiao had left to join the army, Han Yue Yao had nothing to say to them. However, it was undeniable that Lin Hang was a very nice person. When Han Yue Yao was hospitalized, he gave her 50,000 yuan, which was a lot for him. How's he? Han Yue Yao asked his friend. Let's talk inside. It's cold outside. All right. Han Yue Yao nodded and followed Lin Hang's friend into the hospital. Then, the two of them walked upstairs. The man briefly explained his condition to Han Yue Yao. It turned out to be uremia, and a very serious one at that. Hearing this, Han Yue Yao was shocked. How did you get this disease? How old is he? Han Yue Yao's heart sank. Anyway, it's very important now. Living here, the medical fees every day are very expensive. Big brother Lin has already sold a repair shop, but he still can't afford it. I suggested crowdfunding, but he refused. You know how he is. He doesn't want his matter to be publicized. Like a beggar, he asked for money from everyone. So, I had no choice but to call Xiao Xiao. Chapter 4290. I've been reading novels. Han Yue Yao's heart was heavy. Miss Han, please help Brother Lin. Really, we can't lose him. We've been together for so many years, and we're really happy. Although we're a little poor, we've been racing all these years, and we've been traveling around a bed on motorcycles. We really have a lot of beautiful memories. Brother Lin is still underage and doesn't have his own children. He's been through a tough life since he was young, and he couldn't rely on his parents. At this point, the young man's eyes turned red, and he couldn't finish his sentence. Don't cry. It's okay. How much do you need? I'll pay. Miss Han, if you can help our brother Lin this time, all of us will be willing to do anything for you. Hearing Han Yue Yao's generosity, the man was excited. Don't say that. I'm happy to help Brother Lin. Let's go and pay the hospitalization fee. Thank you, Miss Han. The man had thought that Han Yue Yao had become famous because she wanted to draw a clear line between them and him. He didn't expect Han Yue Yao to be so loyal. She came in the middle of the night without a mask or hat and wasn't afraid of being recognized. Most importantly, she didn't dawdle and went straight to the point. The young man took Han Yue Yao to pay the bill. The cashier at the window heard that they were paying for Lin Hang. Her attitude immediately turned cold. Hurry up and pay, or we'll stop taking your medicine. We're here to pay. How much do you need? Han Yue Yao said as she opened her bag. You owe more than 170,000 yuan. Our hospital is so humane. If it were any other place, we wouldn't let you owe so much money. Okay, I'll pay 300,000 yuan first. If it's not enough, I'll add more. Here, swipe my card. Han Yue Yao handed over a card with less than 400,000 yuan in it. Although she was popular now, her income wasn't that high. Besides, Imperial Star paid its artists every 3 months. Han Yue Yao had saved a lot for her parents, so she didn't have much money left. Fortunately, she still had some emergency funds. Hearing the 300,000 yuan, the woman's attitude immediately became friendly. Hey, you must be this guy's girlfriend. You're so nice. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Hurry up and pay us. We want the best medicine. Lin Hang's friend The young man became more confident. After the two paid, they walked toward the ward area. Miss Han, thank you so much for today. What are you thanking me for? Big Brother Lin is my friend too. If you need anything in the future, just give me a call. Xiao Xiao is far away in the northwest. Distant waters can't quench a present thirst. If she knows, she'll be anxious. Here's my phone number. She took out her business card and handed it to the man. The man took it carefully. Don't worry, Miss Han. Although we look like a bunch of people who don't do proper things and don't have much culture, we still know the most basic principles of life. We know how to repay kindness and repay debts. My family recently has a piece of land, and my dad is going to sell it. When the time comes, we might get $200,000. I've already discussed it with my parents. Once the money is in, we'll immediately return it to you on behalf of Brother Lin. There's no rush. I'm not in a hurry to use money. I'll treat Brother Lin first. The rest can be discussed later. Her words warmed their hearts. Then, they walked to the door of Lin Hang's ward. If Brother Lin sees you, he'll be very happy. He really likes you. Chapter 4291. The young man's words made Han Yueyao feel a little embarrassed. I'll go in and see him. She didn't reply. Instead, she pushed open the door and walked in. She thought that Lin Hang was asleep and wanted to sneak a look at him before leaving. Unexpectedly, when Han Yueyao entered, Lin Hang was reading a book. It was a world classic, The Old Man and the Sea. Han Yueyao froze when she saw the title of the book. She never knew that men like Brother Lin and the others, who seemed to be thick-skinned, would read such literary books. Hearing the footsteps, Lin Hang thought that his buddy who was taking care of him had returned. I'm fine. I'll sleep in a while. You should go and rest. You've been up all day. Lin Hang said this, but still stared at the book as if he was engrossed. The Old Man and the Sea, is it good? Do you like Hemingway? Han Yueyao asked with a smile. Hearing the voice, Lin Hang's body trembled slightly. Then he turned his head. When he saw Han Yueyao, he was a little dazed. He felt that the scene was unreal and thought that he was dreaming. But when he saw Han Yueyao's gentle and beautiful smile, he felt that it was real. Why are you here? I heard that you weren't feeling well, so I came to see you. Han Yueyao didn't deliberately mention Lin Hang's illness, so she didn't mention it. Then she saw Lin Hang quickly put down the book. His eyes were filled with pleasant surprise. Then Han Yueyao sat down on the chair by the window, as if she was familiar with it. It's too late outside. When I came, the fruit and flower shops were closed, so I didn't buy anything. What are you talking about? It's good that you're here. Lin Hang's face was a little pale, but after seeing Han Yueyao, he did feel refreshed. How about I send you a WeChat red packet? Han Yueyao teased him. Then Lin Hang laughed even more happily. Yao Yao, you're still so funny. Han Yueyao, laughing makes you 10 years younger. My parents always say that only happy people can live freely. I'm quite satisfied with my current personality. There's nothing wrong with being funny. I can make myself happy and influence others. Yes, that's why many people like you. Lin Hang looked at Han Yueyao and said sincerely. Indeed, there are a lot of people who like me. I have a few million fans on Weibo now. If I say anything, there will be thousands of comments. It's scary. Haha, it's not easy to be a celebrity. Actually, after I became a celebrity, I realized that every industry has its difficulties. You've matured a lot. Lin Hang looked at her with an unprecedented calmness in his eyes. How old am I? Don't I need to mature? Brother Lin, after Xiao Xiao left, did you regret giving up on her? She was actually joking when she asked the question. Who would have thought that Lin Hang would take it seriously and even ask her back? What about you? Do you regret rejecting me? After all, am I that outstanding? Haha, when did you become so narcissistic? Han Yueyao laughed without the burden of being an idol. Lin Hang's heart almost melted. I was talking to you about Xiao Xiao, but you dragged me into it. Brother Lin, you're indeed the king of awkward conversations. It's so good to be able to see you, or to say, I still have the chance to see you. It's so good. I thought, maybe until I leave this world, I won't have this kind of luxury. Yao Yao, thank you for the surprise. Chapter 4292. When Lin Hang said these words, they were filled with happiness and sincerity. Han Yueyao was a little embarrassed by the compliment. She picked up an apple and peeled it carefully for Lin Hang. Big brother Lin, take care of yourself. Don't worry about the medical fees. I'll take care of it. Don't spend money on me. It's a waste. Lin Hang smiled bitterly. Han Yueyao rolled her eyes. Nonsense. No matter how much money I spend, it's worth it to buy back your health. I'm a star now and make a lot of money. Maybe it's just a commercial, so don't feel burdened. Xiao Xiao is also worried about you. I think she'll ask for leave and come back to see you in a few days. Ada, I told you not to tell Xiao Xiao and you guys. Why won't you tell us at a time like this? Do you still think we're friends? Han Yueyao picked up a small piece of apple and handed it to Lin Hang. He lowered his head and took it slowly. I don't want to drag you guys or anyone else into this. Don't be silly. When I was hospitalized, you modified a car for a rich guy overnight and paid for my medical fees. Big brother Lin, this is your karma. Han Yueyao comforted Lin Hang, and her words were comforting to him. Little girl, when did you become so Buddhist? You're even talking about karma. It's not like you. Lin Hang took a bite of the apple and didn't dare to look into Han Yueyao's eyes. He was afraid that the longer he looked at her, the harder it would be for him to bear it. After all, Han Yueyao was such an excellent girl. She was like the brightest star in the night sky. In everyone's life, she was so bright and beautiful. A strong light, she made people remember her with one look. Buddhism is a trend these days. All the frogs I raise are Buddhist frogs? What frogs? Obviously, he didn't know. Tisk TSK. Are you crazy? Come on, let me explain it to you. With that, Han Yueyao opened the game app on her cell phone and leaned over. She explained it to Lin Hang. For the first time, Han Yueyao took the initiative to get close to Lin Hang. Her body exuded the unique fragrance of a young girl, causing his heartbeat to accelerate in an instant. He didn't listen to a single word Han Yueyao said. All his attention was on Han Yueyao. He was still so irresistible to her. Lin Hang's buddies had thought that their boss liked Han Yueyao because of her beauty. She had good figure. After all, she was a beauty at first sight, and she was more feminine than Su Xiao Xiao. Su Xiao Xiao had short hair and looked capable, like a little lunatic. Han Yueyao was also lively, but she was as happy as a rabbit. But Lin Hang knew his love for her had nothing to do with her appearance. This was a unique characteristic of this girl, a kind of passion. She made you feel that as long as you fell in love with her, you would love the whole world. Even now, this feeling was still strong. That's how it's played. It's super simple. Do you understand? Han Yueyao asked Lin Hang. Yes, I will. But you guys probably don't like this kind of game. I guess you guys like PUBG and Mobile Legends. Let's play together when we're free. All right. Lin Hang raised the corners of his mouth slightly and smiled sweetly. Before they knew it, more than an hour had passed. Han Yueyao looked down at her watch and stood up. Yao Yao, are you leaving? Lin Hang was obviously reluctant to part with her. Chapter 4293. Yeah, go back to sleep. You have a shampoo commercial to shoot tomorrow morning. Lin Hang smiled slightly. It's late and not safe. I'll ask my friend to drive you home. It's okay. I'll take a taxi. Don't trouble yourself. Then don't come here again, why? Feeling weird, Han Yueyao glanced at Lin Hang. My illness isn't a good thing. I'll be a burden to everyone. I don't want them to come to the hospital because of me. Humph. What kind of reason is that? I refuse. I'll come tomorrow after work. If you want to eat something, leave me a message on WeChat. I'll see it when I'm done. Hearing that Han Yueyao would come tomorrow morning, Lin Hang didn't say anything but looked pleasantly surprised. Yao, yeah, don't come. I'm just an ordinary person, even worse than an ordinary person. I'm sick and don't know when I'll die. I can only live on with my last breath. You're already a big star with a bright future ahead of you. Don't let the paparazzi catch you. Haha, What's wrong with being a star? Stars aren't ordinary people. They also need to eat, go to the bathroom, and pee. Don't be silly. Don't let your imagination run wild. You should take care of yourself. You look haggard and not handsome anymore. How can you pick up girls in bars? Despite her teasing tone, Lin Heng felt warm in his heart. Han Yueyao waved her hand and turned to leave the ward. Before she left, she gave instructions to the young man at the door. I'll pay 300,000 yuan for the medical fees. I'll get an advance from the company. If it's not enough, remember to tell me. Don't ask anyone else. Miss Han, you're such a good person. Okay. Stop. I'm not a good person or a philanthropist. I'm just a friend of Brother Lin. I can't just stand by and watch him die. Besides, Brother Lin helped me before. Anyway, take good care of Brother Lin. I'll come to see him often. Okay, I'll report to you about Brother Lin's condition. Okay, I'll go now. Miss Han, I'll walk you out. No, take care of Brother Lin. I'll go now. Han Yueyao returned home from the first hospital in the middle of the night. This time, she had helped Lin Heng in his hour of need. She had paid Lin Heng's medical fees and even visited him. The hooligans who had said that Han Yueyao was a vixen who could only be looked at and not used shut their mouths. It was really like the saying in the underworld, who can and who can't, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Therefore, that night, Lin Heng posted on his WeChat moments. After all, he was a person who would not post more than 3 times in a year. Therefore, everyone paid a lot of attention to the post, especially since it was still a critical period and she was still hospitalized. He wrote, "Life is like a cup of tea, bitter and fragrant." Before today, Lin Heng had given up on himself with the thought that he would die one day. But after Han Yueyao came, she felt the whole world brighten. Therefore, when he posted on his WeChat moments, there was a sense of positive energy. Su Xiao immediately liked the post. Then she commented, "Fate is kind. Brother Lin, you deserve to be treated well." In the taxi, she liked the post instantly, but didn't leave any comments. In fact, she felt that some things were better said than done. Actions were better than promises. Lin Heng's matter couldn't be resolved in a day or two. It might take a lot of manpower and money, but since she was involved, she would do it until the end. Chapter 4294. Lin Heng sent a WeChat message to Su Xiao. It was the first time he sent a WeChat message after Su Xiao left. He knew if Su Xiao hadn't said something to Han Yueyao, she wouldn't have come. Xiao must have played a big part in the girl's decision not to come. Lin Heng, Xiao, thank you. Su Xiao, why are you thanking me? Thank me for letting you go and not being your dogskin plaster. Ha. Lin Heng, no. I knew Yao would come. You told her. Su Xiao, Yao is kind. I told her I'd pay you back, but she didn't agree. Lin Heng, anyway, thank you. I don't know if I'll have a chance to pay you back. Su Xiao, pooh. Don't talk nonsense. Say something more auspicious. People who have undergone chemotherapy for cancer aren't as depressed as you. It's just uremia. You could go to Sister Huamin. She's a great doctor. She'll find a way to cure you. Don't give up. Life is beautiful. Lin Heng, Xiao, how are you doing in the Northwest? Su Xiao, how should I put it? This place. The sandstorm was quite strong. It blew twice a year, and each time it blew, it would last for 6 months. Lin Heng, Su Xiao, ha. Awesome, right? Lin Heng, take good care of yourself. Su Xiao, damn. Why are you talking to me in such a gentle tone? I don't know how to do it. Lin Heng, anyway, you have to take good care of yourself. Thank you for everything you've done for me. I wish you happiness. Su Xiao, no. Please don't say it. It's like a parting speech. It gives me goosebumps. You'll be fine. I've asked for leave from my superiors, but it's hard to get leave approval in the army. I'm a female soldier, and it's inconvenient for me to go out all the time. So, you have to be patient and wait for me to come back to see you. Before I go back, you have to take good care of yourself. Lin Heng, Xiao, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't repay your kindness. Su Xiao, it's okay. Don't be afraid. You don't have to repay me. Ha! I have a boyfriend now. Did Yao tell you? Lin Heng. I saw the photos you posted on your moments. Su Xiao Xiao. Okay. So don't worry that I won't pester you. Lin Heng. That's not what I meant. I just wanted to say, Su Xiao Xiao. Don't say it. If you have something to say it later. Don't say it now. Lin Heng. Okay. We'll talk about it later. If there's a chance, Han Yueyao's appearance was like a ray of sunshine in Lin Heng's dark life. He didn't expect that Han Yueyao had become famous and popular as a goddess. She actually came over personally and did all this for him like a friend. Therefore, he felt very conflicted, surprised, and confused. The next morning, probably because she didn't sleep well, she got up with dark circles under her eyes. Then, he felt that something was wrong, so he took out a pair of sunglasses and left the house. Headquarters of Imperial Starshi had planned to borrow 100,000 yuan from the finance department, since she had more than 1,000,000 yuan in the company. He thought that it would be a simple matter, but in the end, he was rejected by the finance department. It was so embarrassing that even Cancer was about to act up. Please, it's only 100,000 yuan. It's an emergency. Don't be so stingy. Han Yueyao said coquettishly to the finance director. Miss Han, I'm sorry. This is against the company's rules, unless... The finance director didn't finish his sentence. Unless what? Han Yueyao had a bad feeling. Chapter 4295. Unless you tell President Su in person and he agrees, we'll approve it immediately. Damn it. I came to you because I don't want to tell President Su. Han Yueyao was devastated. She really didn't want to borrow money from Su Yu, especially after she confessed her love to him. She felt it was humiliating. However, from the company's words, she could only borrow money from him if Su Yu personally agreed. It was inhumane. Han Yueyao dawdled in the finance department for a long time and was finally sent away by her colleagues. Then, dejected, she followed her agent to shoot a commercial. When she came back, it was already afternoon. Is President Su in the company? The moment she came back, she asked the receptionist at the door. Yes. The receptionist answered with a smile. Oh, okay. Han Yueyao was thinking about how to tell Su Yu. But if she didn't ask, Lin Heng wouldn't be able to hold on for long, and the medical fees wouldn't be enough. It was a common disease in China, especially for uremia, which required frequent dialysis. With a lot on her mind, Han Yueyao went upstairs to the president's office. Is President Su in? Yes. Shaoan even looked at her with a hint of longing in his eyes. Is he in there alone? Han Yueyao was still worried. No, Miss Nye is in. Miss Nye? Nye Lingxian? Han Yueyao was surprised. Yeah, Miss Nye seems to have accepted a movie and is discussing the details with President Su. Oh. I'll come later. Don't. You can go in. You're not an outsider. And chuckled. Damn it. Why do you sound so weird? To be honest, go in. Otherwise, President Su will go out to socialize and you won't be able to see him today. Do you have something to do? Yes. I have something to do. Han Yueyao nodded like a woodpecker. Then go in quickly this. Master, and why don't I ask you? Can you do me a favor? Sure. Really? Han Yueyao was excited at Anne's quick answer. Well, other than borrowing money, I can help you with everything else. She say it. What is it? Anne looked at her in confusion. I'm fine. Master was famous for being stingy. Perhaps it was because he came from a poor family, so he knew how to deposit his money in the bank, and it was the kind of deposit that was fixed. Therefore, Shaoan wouldn't borrow money casually, especially after being cheated by the girl from Yao Yao. He was traumatized. So, he stopped her from saying anything. She thought for a while and decided not to tell him. She would think of a way or borrow some from Sister Mian. However, just as she was about to turn and leave, the office door opened. Shaoan, go get me a copy of the company's movie proposal for the second half of the year. Su Yu said, why are you here? Su Yu was surprised to see Han Yueyao acting so sneakily. I came to talk to you. What are you talking about? I'm busy. If you have something to say it. If not, scram. Su Yu's attitude toward Han Yueyao was obviously different from Ye Lingxuan's. Although he was nice and gentle to Ye Lingxian, he was obviously distant. He was more casual with Han Yueyao. Although he was rude, it was obvious that they were close. Su Yu, it's an emergency. What do you mean? Su Yu looked puzzled when he heard Han Yueyao's soft murmur. Chapter 4296. Lend me some money. Finally, to help her friend, Han Yueyao had no choice but to ask. No, Su Yu refused immediately. Damn it, you refused without hesitation. What else can I do? Do you think I should be more tactful? Su Yu looked down at her. President Su, the great President Su, the best boss in history, stop flattering me. I'm really in a hurry. Come in. Seeing Han Yueyao wasn't joking, Su Yu beckoned her to come in. When Han Yueyao walked in, she saw Ye Lingxian was wearing a princess dress that was black on the top and white on the bottom. It looked like a cake. She was truly stunning, as expected of superstar. Hello, my idol. Han Yueyao greeted Ye Lingxian warmly. Ye Lingxian smiled and greeted her back. President Su, since you're busy, let's talk later. Ye Lingxian stood up. Okay, go ahead. I'll read the proposal and give you an answer. Okay, thank you, President Su. Ye Lingxian stood up gracefully with her Chanel handbag. She smiled at Han Yueyao and turned to leave the office. Tell me, why do you need money? After Ye Lingxian left, Su Yu relaxed a lot. He could talk freely with Han Yueyao since she wouldn't get angry. The food in our company isn't good recently. Han Yueyao made it up. Tell me the truth. Su Yu knew she was bullshitting when he saw her expression. One of my friends is in the hospital and needs surgery. I don't have enough money. Where's your money? I saved some for my parents and used the rest to pay for the hospital fees. Han Yueyao lowered her head and tried to relax, but she was still a little embarrassed. After all, she was borrowing money from the person she liked. Go on. Su Yu looked at the data on his laptop and listened to Han Yueyao. Then, this morning, I went to the finance department to borrow money. I didn't want to trouble you, but the finance department refused and said they needed your approval. Borrow money from the finance department? You're really something, Han Yueyao. I don't have a choice either, do I? Saving lives is more important. Which friend? Why don't I remember having any friends here? Su Yu frowned and tried hard to think, but he still couldn't think of anything. Even if I tell you, you don't know him. What's the point of asking? Just tell me if you want to lend it to me or not. Is this the tone of someone borrowing money? Su Yu laughed. Han Yueyao didn't speak. How much do you need? 100,000 will do. Han Yueyao gestured. Look at how useless you are. You have millions of fans on Weibo now. You're very popular. If you just accept any commercial, you'll earn more than 100,000 yuan. You even shamelessly went to the finance department to borrow money. Tell me, is this how an idol star should behave? I'm not an idol. I've been following the path of strength. Han Yueyao stuck out her tongue. President Su, can you call the finance department? I only need 100,000 yuan, Han Yueyao urged. I can't afford to lose face. I'll lend you the money as a private loan. Then Su Yu waved his hand and wrote a check. Here. Thank you, President Su. Seeing Su Yu write a check, Han Yueyao thought he looked very handsome. She took the check and was dumbfounded. So much. I don't need so much. Han Yueyao looked at the number on the check. Chapter 4297. 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 7 digits, 1 million. Holding the 1 million yuan check from Su Yu, Han Yueyao was stupefied. Take it. Don't embarrass yourself in the finance department. If you don't have enough money, just tell me. I'm not afraid that you'll run away. Your salary is still in the company, Su Yu chuckled. Ha! You're indeed an unscrupulous capitalist. You just took the money and call me a capitalist. You're really good at kicking me to the curb after I've outlived my usefulness. Buddy, you're awesome. Taking the money, Han Yueyao ran out happily. Su Yu shook his head helplessly. She's a moody kid after all. After the twins went on their trip, everyone felt like something was missing. Wei Yuan wasn't in the mood for tutoring. During the winter vacation, he went to visit his relatives in the south with his grandparents. Wei Yinshu was a homebody. During the vacation, he read books and played games at home. When Jiang Xiaowei went to work sometimes, Wei Yinshu would go to the Municipal Public Security Bureau with his mom. He had a good life. Wei Ying took care of Tian Tian all the time. They were very close to each other. Tian Tian liked to talk to Wei Yinshu and sent him WeChat messages from time to time. Of course, she sent the messages under Wei Ying's WeChat account. She even liked his posts on Weibo. One day, Jiang Xiaowei drove to work at the Municipal Public Security Bureau. After all, she was a psychologist hired by the Municipal Public Security Bureau. Therefore, the treatment was very good. There was a very big office. The inside of the office was made of transparent tempered glass. The view was very good. Standing on the top floor of the office, she could see the surrounding scenery. Yinshu, I'm going to work. If you want to watch a movie, remember to put on your headphones. Okay, Mom. Wei Yinshu sat down and played with his tablet. Obediently, he put on his headphones. At this moment, Wei Yinshu's cell phone rang. He answered the call. Big brother Yinshu. On the other side of the screen was Little Bean's cheeky face. Little Bean, what are you doing? Big brother Yinshu. I'm in my mom's office at the Municipal Public Security Bureau. Oh, I see. What's up? Wei Yinshu was puzzled. It's nothing. Someone misses you and is too shy to send you a WeChat message. Little Bean said. Pudding kicked her, but from behind. What nonsense are you talking about, Chin Mumu? Pudding was a little embarrassed and annoyed. Sis, you're so violent. You're too nervous. Did I say that person was you? I mean, Uncle Tang Chuan. Uncle Tang Chuan also misses brother Yinshu very much. What's wrong with you? Pudding, isn't it inappropriate for you to assume that? Little Bean smirked. Little Bean, give the phone to your sister. Wei Yinshu ordered Little Bean like an adult. Sure, 500 red packets. You're blackmailing me. Wei Yinshu was speechless. Yes, it's extortion. So what? All right, 500 it is. After the deal was done, Little Bean handed the phone to her sister with a smile and watched from the side. After getting the phone, Pudding ran to the rooftop of the villa and locked the door, keeping Pudding outside, so that she wouldn't come here to gossip. Pudding, are you still in the States? Yeah. Second Grandpa didn't want us to leave. After a few more days, we'll fly to Paris, said Pudding. Is it fun there? It's good. The air is fresh and there's no smog. Wei Yinshu chuckled. What are you laughing at? Chapter 4298. Nothing. What about you? What have you been up to these days? Pudding asked. Nothing much. I had dinner with my grandparents and then went to the company with my dad. I was bored, so I stayed at home to watch movies and play games. Today, I came to the bureau with my mom. You're so obedient. What else? What about Tian Tian? Stop it, I'm not. She's your relative. After all, she's your aunt's daughter. My aunt is the only one who's been fooled by her. To be honest, my parents and I don't like her. Why? She's a bitch. Wei Yunshu was a man of few words, but his comments were always accurate. He described Tian Tian as a bitch. Although Pudding was expressionless, she was happy that Wei Yunshu wasn't fooled by the little girl. Little Bean and I are going to Disneyland tomorrow. Do you have anything you want to bring? Pudding asked. Do you want money? You don't have to pay. If you don't want money, I can. Why are you so stingy? Your family is so rich. The money isn't mine. It's my grandpa and dad's. I'm still young and can't make money. I don't have the right to spend extravagantly. Pudding appreciated Wei Yunshu's point of view. Then I'll buy you anything. I hope you don't mind. As long as it's from you, I'll accept anything. I won't mind. Pudding bit her lip shyly. When will you and Little Bean come back? I'm not sure yet. Dad arranged a lot of things for us. Auntie said it'll take at least a month before we can go home. A month? That's late. Yeah, it'll take a long time. But my dad must have his reasons. I must listen to him. Okay, you can come to the States too. Yinshu, you're so good at speaking. You can communicate well. Pudding invited him. My grandparents might not agree. They're traditional and think it's dangerous there. I'm still young. If my parents don't go, they'll be worried if I go with someone else. You're right. I'll see you when we get back. Yes, have fun. Have fun. Okay, don't catch a cold. The temperature difference there is big, right? Yes, you too. Keep warm. See you later. After hanging up the phone, Wei Yinshu kept his promise and sent Little Bean a red packet of 500 yuan. Little Bean was quite surprised. Brother Yinshu, I was joking. Are you really going to give it to me? I always keep my word. Ha, you're so manly. I'm your fan now. Little Bean sent him a voice message. After Jiang Xiaowei finished analyzing the psychology of the suspect, she came out and saw her son having a video call with Pudding. He didn't disturb them and waited for a while. Jiang Xiaowei walked out. Son, not bad. You know how to flirt at such a young age? Don't talk nonsense, Mom. Spreading rumors is illegal. Haha. Who's spreading rumors? It's the truth. Tell me, do you miss Pudding? Wei Yinshu blushed at his mother's question. My crown prince is blushing. Ha! Mom, you're not very busy today, are you? Go back to work. We'll mind our own business. Wei Yinshu pushed his mother into the office. At this moment, Gao Ran walked in. He took off his hat and was wearing a police uniform. Xiaowei. Huh? Chief Gao, why are you here? Jiang Xiaowei was surprised. Chapter 4299. Hello, Uncle Gao. Wei Yinshu greeted him immediately. Oh, you're here too? Yeah, it's the holidays, so I came with my mom. Xiaowei, are you busy right now? Do you have work to do? No, I just finished one. What's up? Come here for a second. I have something to talk to you about. Gao Ran waved his hand and called Jiang Xiaowei over. In the corner of the office, the two of them stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling window and looked at the busy traffic outside. Gao Ran asked, have you contacted Mian recently? Yeah, we talk a lot on WeChat. Did you notice anything wrong? Gao Ran tilted his head and looked at Jiang Xiaowei. Something's wrong. I didn't notice it, but Mian hasn't been in a good mood recently. She doesn't want to see me or Ling Ling. I know that the baby was a big blow to her, especially after Cece gave birth to her daughter. I suspect that she blocked Cece. When Cece posted pictures of the baby, she was the only one who didn't like them. But I can understand that. After all, anyone who suffered so much would be sad. Other than that, there's something else that's very serious. What is it? Jiang Xiaowei was puzzled. Did you hear about her and Qin Shu? What about her and Qin Shu? Jiang Xiaowei obviously didn't know. They want a divorce. Jiang Xiaowei's mouth fell open when she heard the words Gao Ran. Huh? No way. Divorce. Did you hear it wrong? No, I didn't. Who said that? Qin Shu or Mian? Jiang Xiaowei didn't know who it was. Gao Ran sighed slightly. Do you even need to ask? Of course it's Mian. Chu loves his wife so much. Why would he want a divorce? But why? Even if she had a miscarriage, they wouldn't get a divorce. Are they serious? Jiang Xiaowei had always thought that this might be a joke. I'm not joking. I've seen Chu and Huo Mian, and they don't seem to be in a good state. I think Chu is still the same Chu, but Huo Mian has been acting weird lately. I'm worried that she's anxious and depressed after losing her child. And if she keeps it all in, she'll become depressed over time. So, I suggest that you ask Huo Mian out, not for a private gathering. You should ask her out for a psychological test or something and see what's going on. It's a good idea, but if she's willing to do it. Jiang Xiaowei thought that Huo Min might reject it. I have a way. I can lure her here. You just need to check her. That's fine. Then I'll call her now. Gao Ran said as he walked out. Today? Yeah. There's no time like the present. Let's do it today. Jiang Xiaowei didn't know what method Gao Ran used, but he did lure Huo Min here. Huo Min drove a red Ferrari here. Her driving style had changed recently. If it were in the past, she would never drive such a high-profile car. After Huo Min went upstairs, he saw Gao Ran and Jiang Xiaowei at the door. You're all here. Yeah. Did you get the information I asked for? Gao Ran asked deliberately. Yeah. It's all here. Huo Min handed a paper bag to Gao Ran. Hey, Mian, you're here at the right time. How's that new machine? Can you try it for me? What machine? Obviously, she was very cautious. It's for stubborn insomnia. Gao Ran just tried it for me. You try it too. I need your feedback. Jiang Xiaowei pulled Huamin toward the space capsule. However, Huamin suddenly shook off her hand. Her reaction was very violent, and she almost pushed Jiang Xiaowei down. Chapter 4300. Fortunately, Gao Ran was quick enough to catch Jiang Xiaowei. Mian. Jiang Xiaowei looked at Huamin in disbelief. They had known each other for so long, but Huamin had never gotten angry at Jiang Xiaowei. Now, his reaction was so rude. At that moment, Jiang Xiaowei felt that the Huamin in front of her had become very strange. I'm sorry, Xiaowei. Mian, aren't you overreacting? What's wrong with you? Gao Ran was also suspicious. I don't like to touch the equipment in the hospital now. It's quite scary. Look, I rarely go to Southside and the first hospital. Maybe I'm against the hospital. I'm sorry, Xiaowei. Really, I didn't do it on purpose. It's okay, it's okay. Jiang Xiaowei was still in shock. After standing up straight, she looked at Huamin and felt that her explanation wasn't very convincing. Mian, tell Xiaowei about you and Chu. She's a psychologist and can help you with psychological counseling. I think you haven't been in a good mood recently. Forget it. No one can help with this kind of thing. If there's nothing else, I'm leaving. I'm going shopping with my mom. You're leaving already? Jiang Xiaowei saw that she was about to leave. Xiaowei, let's meet another day. Bye. Huamin seemed to dislike the equipment in Jiang Xiaowei's room, so he didn't want to set foot in her office at all. He turned around and left in a hurry. Mian is really a little strange. I don't know. Looking at Huamin's back, Jiang Xiaowei's expression became complicated. Right? I knew she must be depressed recently. Otherwise, she wouldn't be thinking about things all day long. She even said that she wanted a divorce. What nonsense. This couple is really troublesome. Gao Ran originally wanted to ask Jiang Xiaowei to give Huamin psychological counseling. However, Huamin refused to cooperate, so the matter was left unsettled. However, this incident left a knot in Jiang Xiaowei's heart. After all, he had interacted with Huamin too many times in the past, and he knew that Huamin was never like this. However, she didn't continue the discussion with Gao Ran. Instead, she kept her mouth shut. Sky Blessing Court after Yang Meirong was discharged from the hospital. She was taken care of by 2 bodyguards and a personal nurse every day. Therefore, his physical condition had recovered quite well. Jixin, on the other hand, ran back and forth between home and the hospital to take care of the unconscious Bella. Huamin drove the Ferrari back to Sky Blessing Court. She took the key and opened the door, but as soon as she entered, he was startled by the dog that was pouncing on him. Woof, woof, woof. The dog pounced ferociously and tore Huamin's sleeve mercilessly. In an instant, she raised her foot and kicked the dog to the side. This kick used an extraordinary amount of strength, so after the dog screamed, it lay on its side on the floor and started twitching. What's going on? Yang Meirong was making dumplings with the nurse in the kitchen. When she heard the noise, she quickly ran out to take a look. First, she saw the pitiful dog lying on its side on the ground, as if it was about to die. It stuck out its tongue and barked. From its barks, one could tell how miserable and painful it was. Then, she looked at the door. Huamin's face was extremely gloomy. Mian, what's wrong? Yang Meirong asked. Didn't I say that I don't want a dog? Where did this beast come from? It almost bit me. Fortunately, I reacted quickly. Huamin's voice was very cold. This is a German shepherd that Chu bought for me because he was worried that I would be bored. It's been trained and is very obedient. It won't attack people easily. What do you mean by that? Don't tell me you trust a dog instead of me? Huamin glared at Yang Meirong. That gaze shocked Yang Meirong, as if the person in front of her wasn't her daughter. Huamin had never been so fierce. Chapter 4301. Mian, that's not what I meant. Why do you miss your mom so much? Yang Meirong was shocked. Perhaps she felt that her attitude was a little overboard, so she softened a little. Kick this damn dog away. I don't want to see it again. But it's not dead yet. Yang Meiyurong glanced at the dying dog. But she almost bit me just now. If I didn't react quickly, I would probably be in trouble. Looking at Hua Min's cold face, Yang Meiyurong glanced at the dog again. She said to the two bodyguards, "Take the dog out and find a pet hospital to see if she can be saved." "Don't save her. Drag her out and beat her to death," Hua Min said. "Mian, she's still alive. How much is a dog's life worth?" After speaking, Hua Min glared at the bodyguards. "Why are you two still standing here? Hurry up and do it. Didn't you hear me?" "Yes, Miss Hua." The two bodyguards carried the injured dog out. As for whether she would be beaten to death, that was their business. Hua Min then placed the Hermes bag in his hand on the coffee table. He sat down on the sofa. "No dogs in the future, do you hear me? Mian, when did you hate dogs so much? I remember you used to like them and always wanted to get a golden retriever." Yang Meiyurong looked at her daughter with a heavy heart. Uncle Jing used to like them, but he didn't like them anymore. People are fickle. At my age, I'm already indifferent to these animals. Yang Meiyurong lowered her head and didn't say anything. "No cats in the future. No living creatures in the house," Hua Min ordered. "Okay, I'll listen to you." After all, as a mother, she cared about her daughter. Although Hua Min's actions were a little inappropriate, Yang Meiyurong's love for her daughter didn't change. "Mian, Annie and I are making dumplings. Do you want to eat some?" "No, I don't have an appetite. I just came to take a look. Did Chu talk to you recently? Is there any news about your Uncle Jing?" "Ha, Uncle Jing? I'm afraid he won't be coming back." Hua Min had long known that Jingda's clone, number 002, had been killed by Qin Shu. But in the current situation, they couldn't directly say that it was Qin Shu who did it. The old lady was still foolishly waiting for her husband, but she didn't know. "Mian, what do you mean? Do you know something? Let Uncle Jing do whatever he wants. Don't wait for him. Could it be that something happened to him? A living person left for so many days without coming back. What do you think?" Hua Mian smiled viciously. Yang Meirong's heart tightened when she heard her daughter's words. Then she clutched her chest and fell onto the sofa. Hua Min looked at her coldly. It was the nurse from the kitchen. When she came out and saw this, she hurriedly took out a quick-acting heart reliever pill from the medicine box. Then he fed it to Yang Meiyurong. "Rest early, I'll go back first." Hua Mian got up and walked out of the office. Feeling bored, she got up and left. She didn't care about her mother's life or death. Of course, this wasn't her mother. The nurse was very angry. After pouring a glass of warm water for Yang Meiyurong, she complained, "Sister, is this your daughter?" "Yes." Yang Meiyurong nodded. "Why doesn't she look as good and filial as the rumors say? When you fell ill just now, she—" "Forget it, I don't blame her. It's not easy for her either. She's so old and lost a child. She must be sad." Yang Meiyurong had always thought that Hua Min had become much colder because of the loss of his child. Chapter 43:02. Even so, she shouldn't have done that to you. Should I tell Mr. Qin about this? No, no, no. Don't tell him. I don't want the two kids to fight. Yang Meiyurong waved her hand. Hua Min drove the sports car around a luxury stores and spent more than 1,000,000 yuan. He bought 2 bracelets from Cartier alone. She spent nearly 600,000 yuan and bought several new bags from big brands. She also bought some perfume and lipstick. In short, she spent more than 1,000,000 yuan. Then she drove the sport car home with a full load. As soon as she entered the house, her face darkened. There were 3 giant dogs in the house, 2 black dogs for 100 yuan. Although she didn't know what breed they were, she knew from their appearance that they must be cheap and expensive. As soon as Hua Min entered the house, the 3 big dogs all ran over and barked wildly. The living room instantly became lively. Uncle Li and a few servants quickly held the leashes of the dogs to prevent them from charging at Hua Min. But the dogs seemed to have gone crazy and wouldn't listen no matter how they coaxed them. The 3 dogs all barked at Hua Min as if they would bite her to death if they let go. "Who did this?" she roared. She couldn't take it anymore. She had just experienced such a thing in Sky Blessing Court. She thought it was settled, But who would have thought that animals she didn't like would appear in South Hill Manor? A young lady. Sir bought her. She's quite obedient. I heard that she's been domesticated for a long time and can understand humans. She's been here for a few hours and has been quite obedient. I don't know why she's like this now. Uncle Lee was also helpless. He didn't know what was going on. When Qin Chu sent someone to send her back, she was indeed very obedient. Everyone liked these 3 big, majestic dogs. But why did the scene change as soon as the images came? No one knew, but Layla knew. She wasn't just her. As long as she was a clone, she would be rejected by small animals. The most obvious was cats and dogs. Jingda was also afraid of them before. Those small animals seemed to understand that they were not humans. So their attitude towards them was very fierce. She still remembered that Linya had cloned a foreigner in the underwater palace. That man liked zoos very much. Once, he went to a safari park in the United States on a mission. Being attacked by a group of tigers, perhaps it was because that person's combat power wasn't as strong as Layla's, so he was dismembered by the tiger. It could be said that he was eaten. In the end, everything was restored in the surveillance video. Later on, Linya repeatedly warned these clones not to get close to small animals. In fact, most of the clones were the same as normal people. They didn't have much fighting power and were even weaker than normal people. They would also fall sick. However, Layla was different. She was not an ordinary clone. She was a clone with a special constitution that had been modified by Linya. You could say that in the entire underwater palace, Layla's combat index was the highest among all the clones. It could be said to be heaven-defying, even to the point of being abnormal. That was why she established the Doomsday Death God, which specialized in doing inhumane things to instill fear in people. How dare he challenge Lu Yin to a one-on-one close-range combat fight and challenge Qin Chu? This was all because she had the right to do so. Drag these animals out and chop them to death, Huamin ordered. What? Uncle Lee thought he heard wrong. Uncle Lee had been at South Hill Manor for the longest time. He liked the young lady's quiet and magnanimous personality the most. Huamin had never said anything harsh, so Uncle Lee was stunned when he heard her say that for the first time. You're tuning into the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.